Gotta check it out on the YouTube show. Got the Talking Tremors getting ready to go. Cause it's Talking Tremors, and I hope you like being here. Oh my god, there's a bunch of comments and stuff. I didn't realize that they were waiting here. Because the problem was my internet connection was not there. Because it's Talking Tremors. I'm going to talk about worms and the Bergamer and the Shriekers too. Got the Ass Blasters and Valentine and my friend Earl and Grady and Travis and Jody and Tyler. Because it's Talking Tremors. I hope you're here, gonna have some fun, gonna get something done. Cause Talking Tremors, this is not the usual theme song, but I do not care, cause it's my podcast and I can do no wrong. On a Talking Tremors, gonna talk those tremors. It's the dubstep remix, cause it's adding some tricks. Gotta talk those tremors, cause it's getting crunk. Gotta talk them up, gotta talk that Predenovian stuff. Gotta talk those tremors. Gotta talk them up. Gotta talk those tremors. Gotta talk them up. I'm just repeating the words. Talking tremors. But what's up, everyone? Welcome to Talking Tremors. I'm not your bro, so I don't look top heavy. That's just how I look. Oh, thank you to everyone that's still in chat and TikTok and everybody just sat through that wonderful song. My name is Levi Dylan Burzloff Lutt. Welcome to Talking Tremors, the only ongoing podcast about tremors. And tonight's topic of discussion is why is there a fucking Talking Tremors podcast? And like, I was going to do this last week, but I got really busy and tired and I wanted to watch Mission Impossible movies instead. So, sue me. I don't know. That's, I watched The Meg 2 and The Flash, and then I watched a bunch of Mission Impossible movies instead of doing my show. If someone on TikTok wants to know where to get this shirt, you can go to Cavity Colors. Cavity Colors is one of the only ones. I can't say it's an official shirt because they don't really ask Universal. It's just like one of those things that they slip by. But if you want this shirt, this is on Cavity Colors. They have a couple other designs too. I got to get, it's Christmas time. If someone wants to buy the other t-shirts and send me the designs, that would be like great, because I only have limited money in my creativity to do this. So I appreciate everybody, being here, doing stuff and all that jazz. I already lost people on the YouTube. Thanks for being here, Charlie. I see you over there. Ooh, excuse me. Thank you. I have to say, so like, thanks, man. I really love your input too. It's one of those things where you can tell when someone has a passion for something. I think you said once in a tweet about like, oh man, everybody looks at me weird when I talk about tremors, but I don't care. I'm still going to talk about tremors. Oh, I actually think you said that in relation to, you were talking about this podcast and you were just like, oh yeah, like, Levi said, oh yeah, you just got to talk, who cares if you're nerdy, just be weird and get out there and talk about fun stuff that you love, which is the whole point of this show. Yeah. So if you're on the TikToks, like the stuff, share this out right now. If you're on the Twitters, if you're on the Facebooks, if you're on the Instagrams, if you're on the Threads and the Blue Skies and I can't even say I'm getting to be an old person because I don't know all of the social media apps. There's just so many anymore. Of just like, ever since Twitter went down, it's one of those things like there's no consolidated source of information to share out now. So if you like Tremors and you know that there are people that like Tremors, go ahead and spam this link in their inbox right now and just be like, yo, there's this weird, crazy person talking about Tremors right now. And it's actually pretty fun and weird. They were just singing an ABBA song about Tremors. No, I am not. I am not the Tremor Saga. That would be great. I help them out. I'm an intern of sorts. But they're like Batman. I don't ever really want to know who they are. I am the Commissioner Gordon to their Batman. I light up the bat signal. I come in. I'm there in Gotham on the ground level, and I'm just like, yo. They let me use this. Actually, there was like I think it was last year. I talked to them about like, hey, can I do like a live show? And you're like, oh yeah, go ahead and use our YouTube and our TikTok channels. And since then, I got their TikTok channel. I didn't get it banned, but there was like bad people on here that were commenting some really bad stuff, and I think they ended up reporting it and got it banned for like a couple of weeks. Everything's all good though. It got better again. Um, as far as who runs that, I don't know. That's it's not for me to decide. I don't know. And you know what? It's one of those things. Do I really want to know? Because like they're so cool that why would you take off that mask? Like whoever's doing that is so into it that just like let them like keep doing it and appreciate it. If I was Universal, it would be one of those like, hey, this is even if like they don't like what we do as Universal, they're clearly bringing money in to the franchise. So like, who gives a shit, man? That's my personal opinion on it. And on that note, because William's in the Facebook groups and stuff, and William went to Tremors Fest and met Glenn Maddock. Glenn Maddock actually like the reason that Caitlin and I, my wife Caitlin, you met Caitlin, aren't allowed or we got banned from the official Tremors franchise fans group was because we associated with the Tremors saga. And then actually Glenn went on a tear a while back. Actually, this was about a year ago now that I think about it, of just like anybody that was associated with the Tremors saga, even the Tremors saga group itself. Like that's like he just was like, no, if they're even in the group, they're not allowed in the official franchise fans page. And it's funny, I learned about this from the mod, who's also one of the moderators of the Tremor Saga group, John Daniels, who was like, yeah, no, Glenn went on a tear. And he actually sent me some messages that were just like, whoa, it's not good stuff. Like, I know that you were probably like, I saw Glenn in person, and like Glenn like shook my hand and was like talking to me and kind to me, and he still won't like. I actually messaged him after Tremors Fest and was like what is going on? Why are you like so nice to me in person, but like you like banned me and my wife from a Facebook group? And he didn't respond at all. So I don't get that, but like, yeah, Glenn has a bit of a power trip when it comes to that. That's why I appreciate whoever runs the Tremor Saga as a group, as a TikTok. I'm so bad with the social media. As a TikTok, as a Twitter, I love that ethos that they have of just like it doesn't matter what your stake is as a fan. If you're a fan of Tremors at all, then you're a fan. And that's where you get some weird stuff. I have seen some weird shit in my time of this podcast. But I appreciate that. Appreciate that everybody's a fan. It doesn't matter. And somebody on TikTok said, Walter, yeah, actually let me do the whole voice for you. I was just talking about Tremors 2 today for another podcast. So I'll do. Who named him Graboid anyways? Friend of ours, Walter Chang. He named him. And they ate him. And it's God, that is so cool. I love that part of that movie. I'll get into that because that's part of this. Why is there a Talking Tremors podcast kind of a thing here? I'll get to that. And yeah, but thank you to Charlie. We all just want to talk about the silly larva. We mean no harm. If you want to draw penises on graboids or penises on Val, if you want to be like incredibly right wing, alt right conservative, Burt Gummer fan page with your memes, which oh my God. So I'm actually friends with the guy that runs the Burt Gummers, it was the Burt Gummer Subterranean Stash, but then Facebook like annihilated it and unpublished it. It had like, I think that was like, it was either 40,000 or like 70,000 people by the time that like they scraped it. And then they scraped this. This was like almost maybe a month ago, like scraped that from Facebook. And then oh my God, I got something for you, Eric, that guy. But they scraped the Burt Gummer page, and then hilariously, the other person's name is Levi. Levi Stroud. Like, that's the other Burt Gummer. There's two Levi's that really love Tremors. Um, and they scraped his page, and then they actually just scraped his Facebook. His personal Facebook profile just got nuked today. Like, I just got a friend request from him, and I was like, "Whoa, dude! Like, what happened?" He's like, "No, it's all gone. Like, all my pages are gone. I have no access to them. I'm even gonna start up another Burt Gummers meme thing." And I was like, oh, "That fucking sucks," because it's like one of those, like, I don't know, someone's expressing their love of the franchise. If you're making memes of Burt Gummer, that's so cool to me. I don't care. Like, that's awesome. Um, do what and Charlie just said, yeah, after the mean no harm. Do what you want to do, mate. I just want to talk about Tremors without being asked, what's that? And having to explain it all without sounding crazy about it. I am. Well, Charlie, you can't say that you're crazy because, like, there's two of us. There's three of us. There's another Mr. Glocklever in here, but I think Mr. Glocklever left because I did not come into here in time. I'm sorry, Mr. Glock. And there's other people. Edwin would be in here. I think Alicia's around somewhere, but I think I tried tweeting, but she didn't get it. I just gotta say, so this Eric, that guy over here on TikTok, I love this. Tremors is the only saga of movie. Well, it's a TV show too, and I think they do reuse this in the TV show. Tremors is the only saga that can reuse the same graboid popping out from the ground in each movie, and it'll have you jump out of your seat. What's funny is that I actually counted that one time, and I know exactly what he's talking about. So, like, there's in the very first. Well, you said saga of movies, so I had to clarify that it's not a saga of movies. In fact, there's three TV shows overall, so it's not just movies. It's a point. It's a very specific point. But there's a shot in the very first Tremors movie where it's coming up out of the ground right at the end when, like, they're off the rocks and Val, Earl, and Rhonda do one of these, and it comes up, and then they reuse it in Tremors 3. Literally for when Burt comes up, and Burt comes up and gets swallowed or whatever. That's what the graboid does. They use it in Tremors 3, and then in Tremors 5, they reuse it as, like, the video when Burt's playing. Like, Burt has it. I don't know how. Again, I always love this. Like, how did you get this footage of, like, the graboid coming up, coming up out of the ground? And he uses it in his YouTube videos, and then. And I think Edmund was the one that pointed this out to me. Then they use it for a fourth time because they're on when they do Tremor 7 Shrieker Island, and they're, like, showing the video of Burt Gummer catch everybody up to speed on the island. That's like that shot is like the one bit of video that they, like, like they could. There's like a whole 5-minute section of that they could have chosen to, like, use, but they're like, no, we're gonna reuse the part that we've reused already 3 times just to hammer it home. Which is one of those things that's like, oh, okay, so that's you. Like, nice job, Don Michael Paul. Like, I appreciate you. I know what you I've always wanted to see the 50 BMG go through a graboid. It does, though. So, Eric, that guy, and I know this is not at all on my list of stuff. You've watched this show enough. You know that tangents are. It's called Talking Tremors because it's, why is there a Talking Tremors podcast? Because, like, we'll talk about Tremors, but then there's Tremors, vibrations from that talking, and we go on from that, and then we, bring it back like a worm. I always call it the Ouroboros worm. No, but Eric, so they do that in the TV show. You said I don't know, did you say I've seen the TV series? No, they do it in the TV show. They totally shoot a graboid with the 50 BMG. It's in the episode A Little Paranoia Among Friends. I'm gonna spoil. You're in the Talking Tremors podcast. You're gonna get spoiled. I don't like. I don't know why I worry about that so much. But there's a little paranoia among friends, and it's this great runner that happens where Burt has it, and, like, at the beginning of the episode, he's like, "Oh, I bought this thing specifically for dispatching graboids, but I never did get to use it." And Tyler's even like, "Do I need to leave you, like, 2 alone or whatever?" And then the whole episode is him just, like, always constantly like ready to use it to shoot the graboid down there. Um, and and it's so great. So then he's like, oh, he's edging. He is edging with this gun like hardcore, and then and Bert gets grabbed by the graboid and is being pulled in, and then Tyler picks up the gun and shoots the graboid with it instead of Bert. And it blows up the graboid like the shrieker in Tremors. Um, and then it's funny. It's one of my favorite Bert. Like, it's not necessarily the Bert line itself, but it's the characterization of it. Where like Bert is like covered in graboid guts, and Tyler just saved him, and Tyler's like, "Damn, Bert, you were right. That is one loud gun." And Bert just like, after all these years, I've awaited her maiden voyage, and she sailed with you first. Just like, wow. Like, he's got a problem. Like, Bert has, gun fetish problems. He's an ammosexual, if you were going to call it anything like that. And then Charlie over here. The main topic of this show is something about Tremors. Then we talk about more in-depth Tremors, and then we loop around, and it's an entire cycle. And then Charlie on the poor Bert, he really, really wanted to use that gun. Um, and it's funny. No, so Eric, I don't know if you're still in here. I can't tell. If you're in there, if you're in here, comment, or maybe you're Googling. You did say you were going to Google it. But it is. Go check episode 8 of Tremors the series, and that's how good I am at this. I know that it's episode 8. No, it's either episode 8 or 9. Well, and in my fairness here, like the order of the TV series has been so fucked up over time that who knows? Like, I know the actual order, I can tell you the story order, but the numbers is just in one ear and out the other. But yes, welcome to the Talking Tremors podcast. I'm not a dude, but thank you. I could totally be your cougar if you want. I can bring this down a little bit for you. Here, let me brush my hair so you're like, damn, I'm not sure. You're not sure, are you? You don't really know. Wah ba ba. You don't know? I don't wear makeup because makeup's for fools. I don't know. That's my personal opinion on that. But I do have other things. But thanks. I don't know. I feel like that's gonna lead to some other comments in a little bit. We'll see what happens there. But welcome to Talking Tremors. First off, yeah, I am like transgendered, so yeah, get over that. Which actually works for the Tremors podcast itself, because graboids, shriekers, and ass blasters are hermaphroditic asexual life forms. So I'm already like, I'm not by that technique like definition. I might as well be a graboid and a shrieker and an ass blaster, or as I like to call that combo, the shrieking grab blaster. That's what happens when Mixmaster takes a bit of graboid and a bit of shrieker and a bit of ass blaster, and they combine it together, and you get a shrieking grab blaster, which is this thing. That's my, and I really got to redraw this because this has been a while since I first came up. But I only one tongue like the shrieker. But then this is what's cool is then like there's like webbing in between this and like, so then it can scuttle along like a centipede, but then jump up and like do the ass blaster thing, and it kind of like the webbing like extends and it can fly. So like it can use these as like arms to like run around on the ground. And then this is less of a like using it to explode and more of a rattlesnake thing where like it can like fire around like fire. I don't know, some fire around fire. Anyway. Thank you, Charlie. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, I gotta redo this. It's been a while since I came up with that one. But that is if they give me big money to make the show run the Tremors show, that's like season. I think that's like season, or yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's a season finale thing, or like it's one of those you get pieces of it. Like you could tell that the Trilateral Corporation and the Proudfoot Lab has like Graboid, Shrieker, and Ass Blaster DNA, and Bert and the whoever is the character, and they're trying to figure Larry and Tyler is always where I go back. Larry, Tyler, and Grady, because I'm just such a weird nerd for those audience insert characters. And yeah, oh man, if you like unexpected turns in this show, welcome. So yeah, so last week I wanted to do this. Like I always try to do a episode of the show every week, a live episode of the show every week, unless I have an interview with somebody, at which point, then I gotta like do that instead of the live show. Sorry, everybody. And we're coming up to episode 50. I think I don't have the count 100% right. We're on like this is either episode 45 or episode 46 or episode 44. It's somewhere. I know it's past like 42 for sure. Like I'm 100% of that. But I technically did. I'll get into it. Like I've done this before, but never as the actual podcast. So I'm trying to specifically count episodes of the podcast where I'm like, "Welcome to Talking Tremors. I'm your host, Levi, blah 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 blah." It's very important. I have a thing that I do here. Oh wow, that's so bright. Oh, that's better. That's a better glow on my face. I don't know what it was doing. Now I'm much. When you become a vampire, you become a very, very sexy. It's a whole thing. So again, like and subscribe. If you're on TikTok, I love you, TikTok people, but your comments and what you feel will last longer on YouTube. And the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel could use more subscribers. Just saying. They're only at like 535. And then over here on TikTok, they have like 12,000 subscribers. It is a disparity. So if you're on TikTok, go to YouTube, share this with your friends, tell everybody that you know that you love Tremors. You've never seen Tremors? Oh my God. So I love that I've never seen Tremors, and this person here on TikTok, I love that I'm doing so well that this person over here on TikTok who's never seen Tremors is like still tuning in for some reason. Like they're just waiting. They're just waiting for something. I don't know, but I hope that this is entertaining. So look, if you've never seen Tremors, it's great stuff. It's awesome. I don't know. I wouldn't have like over 40 episodes of a podcast about a 8-movie, 3 TV show series if it wasn't awesome. I don't know. I mean, you can't really milk something that much. Like, there's got to be something to it if you can go that far, which is the point of this episode. Why is there a Talking Tremors podcast? Because of information. I think that's my thank you, TikTok person. Better than the chicks just sitting there waiting for people to say she's hot. Well, see, the thing about this TikTok person, anonymous TikTok person, is that I know I'm hot, and I have a whole David Bowie androgyny thing going on here that I know is just that just drives multiple people wild. I get it. I understand it. Slay. So yeah, I appreciate it. Like, I don't need you to tell me I'm hot. I know I am. What I need is personal validation that anybody's listening. Actually, I can't even say that I need people to be listening. I really don't care too much. I mean, besides my own personal feelings, if like nobody really listens to this podcast, what I want out of this podcast is the conveying of information about everything that's happened with Tremors. Obviously, I love Tremors. I'm going to talk about that, but my biggest thing here is I really just want everyone to know how like Stampede Entertainment created Tremors for 30 fucking years, and Universal was like, that makes us a lot of money. We're gonna take that. That is like my biggest. I don't care. And to this point, I'm 23 minutes in, and I missed the very first thing I want to talk about, which is, so last week, if you were watching this show, we played, me and my nephews. All right, 1 second. We played this game called Terror Below, and I really want to thank them. I want to thank my nephews, Sean Day and Sean Trial. We played this board game together. We unboxed it live on stream, and it was chaos. It was absolute Yes. And we did 2 hours of it, and I was so proud of them that they kind of sat there. They sat there for really they tried. I mean, they tried and they did their best. But this ended up being a very complicated game that I was unboxing it, so I didn't know the rules. And oh yeah, I said Samaj and Chantrell, didn't I? Didn't I, babe? Oh man. Oh my. Okay, my wife's here to tell me. Did I actually? I'm here to thank Samaje and Chantrell for playing this game with me, and they said they wanted to. So, oh, I did say Sean Day. I'm sorry. Well, Sean Day wasn't here, so screw him. Not really. I love you, bud. But yeah, Samaje and Chantrell, thank you guys so much. And it was really cute too, because like Chantrell was like, they're big YouTube people. They love watching YouTube videos. So he was just like, I on the camera. Can you see me? I on the camera. He was like freaking out and like just absolutely in love with seeing himself on screen for once. Um, to the point where he was almost a little too distracting. And Caitlin had to come in and help. And then Samaje had like he was so cool. And I can't say he was calm because he was like, I don't know what to do right now, and I'm really freaked out. But Levi wants me to be on. We're playing the game, and we're trying. And he had some really great answers. I had questions for him or whatever. He had one of the best answers. I asked about like I think it was or somebody asked on the chat on the YouTube chat like what what thing would you bring to like take down graboids? And Samaje was like, another graboid. I would make friends with it, and then I would teach that graboid how to attack other graboids. And I was like, best answer ever. And it's true. Like this person on TikTok, I hate being on camera. He hated being on camera. I hate being on camera. I force myself to do this a lot. It's yeah, it seems easy for me because I have a bombastic personality, but this is hard. I'm not gonna lie. This is personally and emotionally difficult, which is why I didn't do it last week. I wanted to watch Mission Impossible movies instead. I do not care. It's my podcast. But yeah, the whole point is that I want people to know about what happened to Stampede and screw Universal. Let's love on the Don Michael Paul films, and Don Michael Paul is a great guy. And it's cool. Oh, thanks for loving my cardigan. I don't think it's a cardigan. I don't know about that. It's just cool. TikTok's got some good comments sometimes. I like it. Yeah, and I like what you said, Charlie. The fun of this podcast, is bringing people with a similar interest together, and you know what? That's amazing. Thank you. I don't know what to call it either. BR on TikTok. This is like I'll stand up so everybody can see. It's like it's a long thing, like this. I don't know. It's cool. I like it. Oh, my pants are falling down in the back. Yeah. So I wanted to thank Samaje and Chantrell for being here last week. And if you really want to watch, so if you think that this is wild, if you think that what I am doing currently right now is like chaotic and wild and weird, I challenge you to go over to YouTube right now. If you're on TikTok or if you're on YouTube, please don't do it like in the middle of the show if you're on YouTube. But go over and check out the previous episode of the podcast. Would you like to play a graboid? Would you like to play a graboid game? Would you like to play a graboid game? Is the name of the episode. And it is why I'm just like wrangling two kids that have no idea how to behave on a podcast. They tried though. They tried so hard, and I love them for it. Yeah, so that's it was really cool. I don't know if I thanked them quite enough last time, so I wanted to make sure I thanked them off the bat here. I do. So Samaje, Chantrell, I love you guys. You're welcome on my show anytime. Your brothers are too. We got to get all 5 of you guys on here. And I think we'll watch one episode of Tremors, the series, and we'll see if we can make it. Just one. And wow, that'll be fun. So yeah. And I'll bring that back around later, why those 2 are so important, especially Samaje. Samaje is actually the important one for why this podcast or why I do what I do exists in a sense. So today I have to. Today I was on a show called Sledgehammer Horror. That's the name of the YouTube channel, I guess. It's Sledgehammer Horror, run by Ken Sledge out of Michigan, and he does this show called My First Horror Movie, and he's on almost like episode 500. He has done a lot of these, like a lot. He did an episode with Zoran Vojcic and Chelsea and I was almost going to say Chelsea James and Rebecca Janice. Swap those, flip them. Of the Dead Meat podcast. Jeff Whitmire, who writes parody songs. Lauren Weems of Analyzing Horror. And then our friend of the podcast, Anthony LaFusi of We Have Issues. And just what was your very first horror movie? It's a real simple concept, super fun, awesome. Like I said, at like 500 episodes, I really like. Cool. So I was watching a whole bunch of his episodes today. He actually made a movie too. We were talking about that. He made a horror movie and did a pretty good job of it. Learned what I learned when I made my first movie. Sound editing, sound design is the bane of like anyone's existence. Uh-oh. I think I just killed my ring light. What did I just do? Did I kick something? I did. Ah! I am vampire. This is weird. So that's fun. Turn that down a little bit. It's just light. We don't need light because we hear by sound in this show. Anyway, I was on the show called Sledgehammer Horror. We talk about our first horror movie. And you know what my fucking first horror movie was? You're not gonna believe it, guys. You're not gonna guess. Guess what my first horror movie was. Guess. Because you're not gonna be able to guess. It's impossible. It's impossible. Go ahead. While you're over there trying to figure out what it could be, TikTok, I'm gonna cheat the YouTube. I'm gonna cheat the TikTok. Because like TikTok's like it'll let people know when I'm like going live. So if I like cheat it by like just constantly going live, I want to test this, see if this like works. Because the comments in the TikTok, like nobody pays attention. People pay attention to the YouTube comments. That's why I appreciate YouTube comments. But you're not gonna believe this, folks. So guess what my first horror movie ever was? Anybody? Nobody? There's Charlie. I know Charlie. William, if you're here, let me know. Otherwise, it's Caitlin. And Caitlin's probably like, I have heard this enough. I can't do this anymore. My first horror movie was Tremors 2 Aftershocks. And actually it was so like when I talked to Ken first last month, and he like sent me his email about like, so what's your here's the list of questions I usually ask. What's your first horror movie, and then your favorite scene, most effective scene. And I tried really hard to think of a movie that wasn't Tremors. I was like, okay, come on, there's got to be like something here. I don't want to just come into. I'm already going to talk about Tremors. I run a Tremors podcast. Oh, William is here. Child's Play. Booyah. No. And you know what? I have not seen those enough, and I really want to. I really want to get into the Chucky TV show. That looks so cool. But no. My first horror movie was Tremors 2 Aftershocks, and I was like, just searching my brain, like, what could it like? It's got to be something. Please don't let it be a Tremors movie. It's so cliche of me at this point. Hey, people on TikTok are sharing it. Thank you. Welcome to Talking Tremors. And I couldn't. Hey, I do remember Tremors Fest in Santa Fe. Oh my God. Hold on. Fuck yeah, dude. Hey, what was your name, person? Excuse me. I have to stop this on the YouTube because this William. There's a guy in the YouTube chat over. Come to the YouTube chat, TikTok person. Come to the YouTube channel. Go to the Tremors Saga's YouTube channel. Who are you, anonymous gamer at Tremors Fest? My name is Levi Dylan Burzloff. I realized this. I've said this before on this show. Like, Michael O'Haver. Is that your name, right? Or I might be wrong. Uh, Give me more information. No, Mike. Um, Mike. Mike Dara. I can't say your last name. I can spell it. It's Derbortesis. Is that right? Hey, Levi. I remember you. Oh my God, who's the movie freak? I don't know these people. Oh my God, people actually know me. This worked. Oh, ah. Yeah, you were with Jet. Okay, I don't. Okay, okay. Tell me your age. I don't mean to be like that, Mike, but tell me your age so that way I can figure out like what the height of the person and the wrinkles in their face. Oh, okay, so that was definitely you're not the person I was thinking of. I'm sorry. Um. Okay. Okay. Who did I talk to in Facebook messages? Facebook Messenger. Um. I'm sorry. We were talking about Tremors 2 is my first horror movie over here. I appreciate you, YouTube. But this is why there's a Tremors podcast, a Talking Tremors podcast for these connections. This is so cool. Like I said, TikTok people, if you like what you're doing, come over to YouTube where your comments will be immortalized forever. I beg you. Oh my God. Oh, I kicked it. I'm kicking the light. That's what I'm doing. Oh, I see it. I see what I'm doing now. Um, oh, are you movie freak? Are you Daniel Spartan? That's like one of the only people I think I talked to about that. Daniel, movie freak. Are you? No, okay, I can't. Okay, so I just basically have to guess your name. That's fun. I kind of like now it's like dark. Is there a John? Oh, is that you, John Daniels? I was just talking about you. I'm kicking that. Oh my God, really? No! Oh my God! No joke. If you obviously you're in the TikTok live, so you can't go back. But I was talking about we were talking about Glenn and what Glenn did. How messed up that was in general. And actually the way I was actually talking about the way he treated you, and those messages you sent me and that whole. Well, my family created this group, and we already got your money, so we can refund it if you want to. I can't. Okay, so John. Okay, John, please forgive me while you're here. Yeah, and okay, so William, I want you to know, like, you're probably wondering because you met Glenn there. That was your probably William was your first interaction with Glenn, and I get it. And if I had just met Glenn at Tremors Fest, that would be fine. But I've actually had Glenn on this podcast. I had Glenn in this podcast for 2.5 hours as an interview, talking to Glenn about everything that like Tremors. All right. And Glenn fucking threw me out to the cold online. All right. Like complete, like he will not message me back at all. And then but I go to Tremors Fest and like I had a whole plan and Pake Allen of the Run for Your Lives podcast can confirm this too because I talked to him the day before because we met at the theater beforehand and I was telling him about Glenn and everything and I was like, man, if I see Glenn, I just like I almost don't want to like acknowledge him because he won't acknowledge me. It makes me so upset. And then like he just like literally he came up to me, he's like, oh my God, Levi, I'm so happy to see you. And it was like what the fuck is this? This is insane. And then, and just so you know, John, I have like ever since Tremors Fest, we were chummy and cordial, and me and my wife Caitlin had a whole conversation about it going down because we knew he was going to be there. And we were like, man, I'm like, I don't want to see Glenn because you know, John, that like he banned Caitlin, even though Caitlin has like nothing to do with anything. She has like less than nothing to do even with this show. Like she's been on like two episodes. Actually, she was on the Tremors Fest episode, and then she was just on one a couple weeks ago when we talked about making our Tremors movie. Like that is the grand extent of like Caitlin's contribution to anything Tremors, and I appreciate her so much for that. I hope she's watching. But we were talking about it on the way down. It's just like, oh my God, like we're gonna have to talk to Glenn and do all that, and like we talked to him and met him, and then and he was talking to Caitlin and laughing and having fun with her, and then talking to me and laughing and have fun. And as a proof of fact here, so William and John, I want you both, because you're both in. I imagine you're both in the uh, official Tremors franchise fans, and then the Tremor Saga group too. There's a picture by Edward Yee, Yee. He was the guy. He was the Asian guy taking all the pictures there. There is a picture of me and Glenn standing next to each other, eating the graboid cake, smiling, "Hey, what's up, man?" And it's just and actually, when I messaged Glenn after Tremors Fest, I sent him that picture, and it was like, okay, can you explain to me this picture and why you're so nice to me in person, but then you will not answer me here on messages? This is insane. I do not understand this. Can't is there not some place where we can come together? As I was just saying earlier in this episode over here, over here on YouTube, the whole point of all of this is I don't care what kind of fan of Tremors you are. If you're a fan of Tremors, you get your aces in my book, man. Boom. As long as you're not violent and hateful. And I think William and Charlie, actually, I think all of you guys know, because you're in the Tremor Saga Facebook group, how there is some violence that can happen with people who want other people to stop existing and all that. And that's bad. That is bad. That's, hey, we should let's time out, put a stamp around that. But being weird and being funky and being out there is not a reason. Not a reason for that at all. That's you're a Tremors fan. And yeah, I know you're an admin in the Tremors Saga group and in the official franchise fans group. And like I said, I know he tried to kick John out of his administration duties as a moderator for liking me and liking the Tremor Saga people and being like, did anybody do something wrong? What is this going on here? It is so weird. And so I still can't figure it out. All right, I cannot figure it out. Besides, my only this is just I know why the Tremors pilot is a tax write-off thing. There's these little crumbs of things that I figure out. Someone on TikTok's getting a cool vibe here. If you're getting a cool vibe here, go over to the Tremors Saga's YouTube channel, where we're also live, and all of your comments will stay. And I will read all your YouTube comments in a second here, guys. I just want to I'm getting this out of my system. There's it was so oh, dude, John. Oh, no. I'm this is not. If you want, if anybody wants this, John is worried. If it's off Facebook, it doesn't matter, dude. I'm not. Honestly, in my mind, I think that if you're expressing an opinion, great, cool for you, man. That's awesome. Hey, it's, again, as long as it's not violent, as long as you're not oh, that person should die over there. That's cool, great, man, awesome. I'm into that. Keep it going. Just keep the weirdness up. And yeah, I thought that was it made me really upset the way that Glenn. Oh, that's where I was going. It made me so upset the way that Glenn treated you, John, because if you're working and as I understand it now, I have a profile that may or may not sneak over to the official Tremors Facebook page, because I've learned a thing or two from other people, namely Glenn Maddock, who has multiple fake profiles on Twitter and Facebook. Oh, hey, we are talking about the Tremors movie. We're talking about the Tremors movie and the TV show, and we're talking about fans. We're talking about the people that make it. I see that you guys only have 3 actual moderators. I think it's you, and then there's Nick Bella, and then Glenn, because Hallery has just I totally get this. I have no blame for Hallery on this. I never really did either. It's one of those things where if you're being paid by a corporation for marketing purposes, and your job basically ends up being to run a Facebook group, that's weird. And yeah, I actually looked it up. So I did look it up, John. You were on that Facebook page. It was I think it started in either 2016 or 2017. Am I right? Let me know if I'm right or wrong. And then Glenn came in 2018. And yeah, so that's like a whole year. Like that's like before Glenn ever like came in. And I'm so I have to go back to my theory here then, of like I think that Glenn like he sees what I see in terms of like, man, this is a great franchise that means a lot, and like I can tell that like there is an opportunity for some bad people to make money here off of nothing. And I see Glenn has been there from the ground up. And once once more fans started showing up on Facebook, he was like, "Oh, I can get in on this." Because he told me in the interview that I had with him that he's always wanted to make movies, and I'm like, "So if you've always wanted to make movies, like why weren't you helping your brother? Like why weren't you in there?" Oh, and oh my god! So this there is an episode of this show that I have planned and prepared. I don't want to do yet. I want to wait till after the 50th episode, where I want to do one called Glenn Maddock is Melvin Plug. And Charlie, you nailed it. Because he totally he sees the dollar signs and he wants after it. And it's like it's not cool. I don't like it. All right, man. Like the only people who should be making money off this are Brent, Steve, Nancy, and Ron, and Michael Gross. Like otherwise, you just get out. Stop it. And it's funny because Brent's making money. So I don't know. And you know it's true. Don't insult Melvin like that. I do love Melvin. I am always the first. Okay. I don't love Melvin, but I'm always the first one to go to bat for Melvin and be like, hey, look. Okay. And this has been since I was a kid, where it's like he is a kid. We're like, why does anybody want that kid to die? He's kind of annoying, yes, or whatever. But also like, I don't know. He's a kid in that town alone. Like, there's only the only other kid his age is like 6-7 years younger than him, I imagine. So like, what's he got to do? I get it. And then when you find out that Melvin's parents leave him in perfection to go gambling in Vegas, like, oh wow, okay, that guy. Whew, that's so like his parents were gone and like they just left. Wow. And then the giant worms attack. That's horrible. That's some bad shit. Um, so yeah. Uh, so yeah, Glenn oh, that's so okay. I gotta say, John, Tremors is life. It's one of the few movies I have memory of with my mom. Oh, that's so good. I like that. So we're gonna move away from this Glenn thing. The to put a bow on the top of it. I think it's really fucked up what Glenn did to you, John. I think it's really fucked up what Glenn did to me and my wife, Caitlin. I think it's really fucked up what Glenn tries to do to the Tremor saga for whatever reason. I read that Twitter thread too, and like that was a stupid reason. Like the Tremor saga was like, Glenn, why are you trying to shut down a meme? This is really weird. It's just a meme. Like they're supposed to spread and bring eyes to the franchise. And like Glenn was like, no, you don't understand. I'm in charge of Stampede Entertainment. And then I'm like, okay, can I email Steve about this? Like, I don't think so. I do not think so. And oh my god, that's nice, John. I will never forget watching it in the kitchen with her as she was cooking. That actually, I'm going to read some comments, and that actually brings me to what will be the start of my. Alicia's here. Yes. Oh, awesome, Alicia. You missed some good tea drinking. About a really nasty person who thinks that he's in charge of the whole Tremors franchise. And no, it's not the Tremor saga. It's Glenn Maddock. And yeah. And he used to be my friend. And it's really sad that he's not anymore because I want to like him. Okay, so Charlie's first movie was Tremors. The first one, Dad showed it to me at the age of 2. Oh my God, what? That's awesome. Oh, that's a good comment, John. I'll get to you in a second. I gotta share time here. Also, you can go to the YouTube channel and your comments live forever if you want to, John. Nobody will judge you. I'm not telling Glenn. So I love connecting with new people. William, I gave one of the people at Tremors Fest one of the 3D prints because we had a good chat and sat by each other for a few of the movies. Oh my God, dude. Oh, you're gung ho gummer. Oh, I'm like partially jealous, but also this is so cute. I love that, dude. Good job, man. Charlie was upset he couldn't go to Tremors Fest. Sorry, dude. And William is stationed in Um, Canon AFB. I don't know what that means. Oh, you're stationed close in Clovis, New Mexico, so you couldn't pass it up and went to Tremors Fest. And yeah, Glenn was very hard to read there. I still partially blame Glenn for why the Don Michael Paul and Stampede things were separated. I feel like a better organizer would have been able to get those two to like stay in the same room together. Oh, somebody's got a graboid frisbee for prop from T3 on the wall above me now. Yes, ha ha, cool. Send pictures of it. Go to the Tremor Saga's Facebook group and post a picture of it so the rest of us can see it. I think that's the best place to do it. Like Twitter doesn't really work for that. Go to the Facebook group and post it. We all want to see it. And John, one of my favorite things I own is some autograph cases. Oh, of who? Tell me, John, of who? Who do you got autograph cases of? And then balls. Uh, uh, me and my dad had Nightmare on Elm Street, but we love cheesy movies, and John loves cheesy movies too. It's so good. And William's still in the franchise. And yeah, and Charlie, I just want to vibe with the silly memes and talk about the sillies. That's my thing too, man. Like this whole podcast could be considered a meme in and of itself, So like, who cares? Okay, I cannot. What is going on here? Let me give it to me. Give it to me. No, you're fine. I'm here, so I'm going to save some money to go to the next one. Again, I'm not sure if as far as I know for organizing it, what I've been doing, I don't know if we'll have a Tremors Fest this year, because of the whole actors writer strike that kind of put things off into the distance. But next year, 2025, is the 35-year anniversary of the movie, and I'm talking to the Lone Pine History Museum, the Museum of Western History in Lone Pine, who organized the 30th anniversary, and I'd really like to do that there. Although I would, like I said, because I live in Iowa, I would love one in Chicago, so I can't say that I'm going to push totally towards that one, but we'll see what I can make happen. And then, yeah, William, I'm with you on that. I like all the, actually, William and Charlie have a 1-2 thought here. I like all the silly memes. Some may not be my thing, but I can appreciate them. And then Charlie, we can appreciate the tea without liking it. That's my whole thing. Like I do, like there's like, I have learned to love some things. Like Alicia's in the chat now, and Alicia, your particular brand of tea was not one that I would choose to drink, but now I'm like that has some mighty refined flavor. It's not bad, I would say. I'll put my pinky out and drink some fan slash fiction of a shrieker going down on Helen Shaver. Yes, quite good. And memes, I don't know, man. Memes are such a who cares? Everybody, like you to have an opinion on memes is like who cares? I can't even like oh, a Zombeaver comment. I love Zombeaver. To have an opinion on memes is just I don't understand this. It's like having an opinion on the wind. Like, unless there's a derecho or a hurricane or something. Oh no, Alicia, that's the thing. So this Glenn Maddock thing that we're talking about, like, had a meltdown at the Tremors saga for posting a meme on their Twitter. Like that is it. Like the biggest breakup in the Tremors like fandom, not like outside of it, was fucking Glenn Maddock having a meltdown. And I'll send you the Twitter thread if you want to read it. I know where it's at. Because the Tremor Saga posted a meme. And I have to say this. This is where God has so pissed me off because out of all the memes, it was like, really? That's what you have a problem with? So this was and it would have been last year because it was the Ivaldi school thing. I think we all know what I'm talking about with that, with the school and the cops not doing something and stepping in for that. And the Burt Gummers meme stash had made a meme that it's it's a great template actually of it's Burt Gummer survival video where it's like, remember, folks. Remember, folks. Uh, you think it's scary? Oh, you think things are scary, but remember, the police have no legal right to protect. No legal right, no legal right to protect you, or legal law, or legal something to protect. Like, basically, like, the cops don't have to protect you. Like, they can do whatever they want. They are just like paid thugs, officer, overseer. That's, there's a whole thing to that. Um, and that's fair. That's totally like, and especially at that time where it's like, that's a woo, whew. And the Trevor Saga posted it as a hashtag stamp meme thing, and fucking Glenn had a meltdown about it. It was like, you got to take this down. It's bad. And then when the Tremor Saga was like, why? This is really weird. And in fact, I always appreciate the Tremor Saga on Twitter, and they do it on Facebook too, of like trying to tell people that Burt Gummer doesn't actually stand for like some of the things that people think Burt Gummer stands for. Like, I always, whenever I see that, I appreciate it. Just like, oh, yeah, no, Burt wouldn't vote for Trump. Burt wouldn't vote for Biden. Burt Gummer just wouldn't vote. Like, if you're thinking that like Burt Gummer is some kind of Republican, you're kind of missing the point. Like, he just wouldn't vote at all. And the Trevor Saga is always great about being like, hey, no, not at all. And and good night, Charlie. Have a good bed. I forgot to say that to him while he was in there. Have a good bed. And just and Michael Gross has actually expressed that opinion himself too, about like, no, Burt is apolitical. There's no like, Burt would never like stray into the political arena at all. Wouldn't happen. Um, so Glenn blew up over a meme. It was really stupid. I'm gonna go over here to TikTok comments. I love cheesy movies. Someone's got a graboid frisbee. I love that. And Alicia's right. Burt trusts exactly nobody. Michael Gross and a lot of people on a steel case. I got a video on it. I was shaking when I opened a package. Oh my God, dude, John, if you got, I would love to see, post that in the Facebook group, in the Tremor Saga Facebook group, because obviously I can't go to the official fans group and look at it, but post that. I would love to see that, dude. That would be so cool. I love people freaking out over that stuff. I got, oh my God, did I get something? I swear I did. What was I thinking of? It'll come to me. I have stuff signed. John, we'll get you to meet him. We got to get you to a Tremors Fest, man. If you want to watch cheesy movies, watch Zombiever, which it's so dumb. It's so dumb and awesome. And that does what it says on the tin movie right there. Zombiever is a goodie. Never heard of it. Space Mill. Okay, Sci-Fi Queen Sharknado. Okay, that's Space Milkshakes was crazy. And Overfielder, what was yours? Overfielder, read yours. I don't know what you said, Overfielder. Repeat it. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I don't see it. Please, TikTok person, if you repeat your comment, okay? It's much easier. Like I said, if you want your comments immortalized for all time, TikTokers, go to YouTube. That's where the cool people are. Okay? I know there's 12,000 people on the Trevor Saga's TikTok, and there's only 500 on the YouTube channel. So go help out. Like, go over there. And yeah, oh my God, John, I would love for you to meet Michael Grove. Michael, I say this so much, man, especially after Tremors Fest and before it. Oh, you can't find it? Oh, that's too bad. If you do, let me know. You can't find it on YouTube? It's the Tremors Saga on YouTube, and then there should be a live stream happening now. Like, go to there's a little things at the top. I can't do anything about it, right? I have to keep things very still right now, or this whole web will explode. And it should be in the live stuff. Favorite character from Tremors. Oh, okay. Why is this? Okay, so actually, this is a twofold answer. But to do the one that hey, John's here. Boom. What's up, bro? Aha. But my favorite character from Tremors, John, just so everybody knows in the YouTube chats, the best moderator in official Tremors franchise fans. and the Tremor Saga. I honestly, it seems like all the moderators in the Tremor Saga are pretty cool. I like Matt and Juliana. Renee has the Burt Gummer one. She's pretty cool. And then whoever is the Tremor Saga. All that seems like a good group of people who actually moderate shit. So I appreciate it. But Earl Bassett is the greatest character in the Tremors saga at all. Like I know you're like, but Burt Gummer, and I don't care because again, this is my podcast about Tremors that we all contribute to and work together on. So I guess it's not my podcast about Tremors. And yes, Earl Bassett is my number one favorite character, followed by Larry Norville of Tremors the series, and then Tyler Reed of Tremors the series. And I love Tyler. I love Tyler and Larry. And Larry is such a I love Grady. I love Grady, but then Larry I love even more because Larry is the Grady character just like dialed up to 11 and such a great audience insert. And he has a whole arc where he actually goes on and learns to be important to the town. And I love it. I love Larry. And then Alicia's, just so everybody knows who Alicia's favorite character in the Tremors movie is that one Mexican guy at the beginning of Tremors 2. Am I right, Alicia? That one guy that gets eaten by the graboid. And then so if everybody please drop your favorite characters in the comments right now. What's your favorite Tremors movie character? And then Scott Hoffman over here. I always wanted the truck from the first two Tremors movies. Well, good fucking luck, man, because nobody has actually that's not true. So I did see an Instagram post like about 6 months ago that somebody in near Washington or Oregon has the Tremors 2 truck. Because everybody involved with the Tremors 1 production is pretty sure that the Tremors 1 truck got scrapped somewhere. It's somewhere that's just sitting and rusting and nobody actually knows. I know who it was, Alicia. I'm being funny. I know you know I'm being funny. It's recursive. But those trucks are sitting somewhere. You want to, and to that person, do you want to hear a joke? So then they like scrapped the first one, and then they were like, "Oh, we made it. We made a second movie. We need another truck. Well, let's make a new one." And I think they cobbled it together from different parts of different trucks to make that. Oh my God, John, you know what's funny? I know when that Mexican guy when he met Earl and Grady, I am always telling myself I need to look that up. Like he said something in Spanish to them. And I think I would guess if I were to guess something, it's something about like you guys, the Monster Hunters. That seems like a really crazy like thing to be doing or whatever. I do need to look. I need to look that up. I need to look that Spanish up sometime. Thank you for reminding me, John. I will get on that. And you know what? If I get the translation, I'll post it in the Tremor Sagas group. Because that's a cool place for the cool Tremors fans. And then William likes Earl Bassett and Larry. They are so relatable. And then just so everyone knows, Alicia's favorite characters it's Kate. I knew she loved Kate. Absolutely loves Kate. I get it too. I get it. And then Rhonda and then Heather. You can guess a theme there if you want to. So TikTok people, again, if you're on the TikTok, go to YouTube at the Tremor Sagas. Go to the Tremor Sagas YouTube channel, subscribe, smash those buttons, share this with your friends. We are an hour into the show, and I have still not actually started talking about the thing that I started this show that I wanted to talk about. And so that's why is there a Tremors podcast? Because I can. I don't know. Actually, there's a good reason. It's funny. It's not even my idea. I can't even say that this podcast was my idea. So that's funny. But yeah, I will. If I find that, John, if I figure it out, John, I will let you know. I will post it. And then I can't say this high as a kite on TikTok. I just had my girlfriend watch 1 and 2 for the first time this year. That's awesome, man. More people watching it. And if you liked it, and if your girlfriend liked Tremors 1 and 2, just keep going. Just keep going, man. If you only like the first Tremors, keep going. If you only like the seventh Tremors, go backwards. I don't care, man. Just go in all the directions. If you like Tremors, you just keep doing it. Freaking Anthony LaFusi is of the We Have Issues podcast, which I haven't brought up yet. It took me a lot not to do it, but I haven't brought it up yet. Just he finally watched Tremor 7 and he was like, I hate it. I hate all Tremor sequels. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? You haven't rewatched Tremors 2 in a while because it's got ostriches and you haven't watched it yet. You gotta rewatch it because it's gonna make you reevaluate, bro. It's gonna make you reevaluate everything. And Critters, I like that movie too. I am not Zoran Gavojic, and I have only just seen Critters recently. Critters is pretty cool though. I understand. I like why people like Critters. But talking about Tremors 2, so for me, why is there a Tremors podcast? As I was saying, I was talking to Ken Sledge of Sledgehammer Horror today, and he asked me what was my favorite Tremor. He did ask me that. But what was my first horror movie? And it was Tremors 2 Aftershocks. And I have to say this, so we were talking about Kate, and I totally get this about Kate. One of the things that he asked me was like, so like, what was the scene that was most effective for you? And my horror movie one for that is when it's not a scene, it's a sequence of scenes. It's basically from when the graboid is popped up out of the ground and then they crash the truck and then they're sitting there and then they find it and it's split open and then they like go looking and they find Pedro in the hands and it's a whole new ball game. It's a whole new goddamn ball game. And then all the way to the point where then they see the shrieker and it's cool. And then it cuts to Bert, and then we go on with the rest of the movie. One of my favorite horror set pieces of all time. I think it's just a fantastic, and it's one of those things where it's like, no, that is a horror movie. That's where people don't think that Tremors is a horror movie because it's funny. There are some like legitimately scary fucking things in these movies, man. And that I will point to that scene with glaring red lights. That's like, no, that right there, a horror reason. But I was like, but technically the scene that affected me the most was a scene before that. So that scene would have affected me before that, and it's the butts. It's Earl looks at Kate's butt and is like, that's a nice butt. And then he turns around and he bends over and then Kate looks at Earl's butt and she's like, that's a nice butt. And I was like, I'm only 5 years old and this is amazing. I don't know why. And it's not, I can't even say it was like a sexual thing or whatever. It's like, whoa. So like they both looked at each other's butts. Whoa, how does that work? Like that is so weird. Like even as a kid, I could recognize that a man looking at a woman's butt and a woman looking at a man's butt in a horror movie is like, whoa, this is groundbreaking. And I was joking with Ken where it's like, it's funny because they're not like great butts. They're not like, ooh, yeah, that's a real dumper. And they're butts in denim jeans, and they're quite flat butts. Even Kate's butt is not. It's not like anything to write home about if you're in the hood. Like, and then Earl is just there's no shelf to it. It just slides right down or whatever. And hello, Mr. Kitty. If you're on TikTok, go to YouTube at the Tremor Saga. Go to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel. They do great work over there. There's like 500 videos of just Tremors over on this Tremors like YouTube channel, which is so cool, man. That's the whole point. There's so much people making Tremors and Tremors love out there. I love it. That's my so why is there a Tremors podcast? There's the title of this episode. So that was my first horror movie, and then Ken was like, so I mean, asking like, so do you think that this affected you for like, and it was funny because it was tongue-in-cheek. Like I'd already been commenting on his Tremors ranking video earlier today, and it was just like, so do you think it affected? It's like, yep, I think it might have. And I could not think of another horror movie that I had watched like before. Like, why am I reported on TikTok? That's weird. Let's see if that happens. Let's see if anything like somebody reported me on TikTok for some reason. We'll see what happens there. So if you're on TikTok live, go to YouTube before this gets taken down for some reason. They had okay badonkadonks, John. And as like I said, they're they're not Kardashian badonkadonks by any means. And but yeah, Tremors 2 is my first, and I've told this story on the podcast before, where it's really funny because like the reason I watched that was like we went to a gas station, and this was when gas stations had rental movies that you could rent, and my mom was like, "Oh, this movie's got Kevin Bacon in it," and it did not have Kevin Bacon in it, and she and my dad like totally checked out, and but I was enthralled, and obviously I've been enthralled for the last. So if I was 5, that's 28 years of loving Tremors. And just this is totally stupid question. In my opinion, who is the better craftsman, elves or dwarves? Uh, Dwarves do better with metal stuff, and obviously elves do better with like wood and nature stuff. That's I mean, come on, pshaw here, folks. You want dwarves to craft your armor, and you want elves to craft your weapons. As far as I understand it. So yeah, Tremors. Uh, Freemasons were the best crafters. Okay, Nicolas Cage. Um, so he obviously had a formative effect on me. It's the first Tremors movie I watched. I did not watch Tremors 1 for a very long time. I was like 5. I nailed it down because he asked me. I was like, I think I was 5 because it was kindergarten. I remember the house that we were in. I have played RuneScape. Old school RuneScape's the best, baby. And just like, yeah, no, I watched that super duper young. Um, formative experience for little old moi. Um, and I was thinking about because I was listening to somebody else's episode. Jaws would be followed closely after that. For like, I think that was one of the next horror movies I watched, and Jaws and Tremor talk about 2 movies that are just go hand in hand with each other. So yeah, that's why is there this podcast even existing? Because my mom thought Kevin Bacon was in Tremors 2. And as we all know, it's not the case. So then I watched Tremors 1, and I remember watching other movies around that time. This would have been like, of course, I love Tarantino's works. Everybody loves Tarantino. Everybody. Tarantino should make a Tremors movie. It would be not the greatest. It would be an amazing Tremors movie. Like Tarantino. God, imagine if Quentin Tarantino made a Tremors movie, folks. So actually, on that, do I like Tarantino? So I actually put a Tarantino trunk shot in the newest Tremors movie I made. So do I like Tarantino's work? I do. And technically, I put up. I put the. It was so cool. I just had to do it. It's the trunk shot where it's shooting up for like from this. Yeah, I've already made 1 Tremors movie, and I'm making a second one right now. We're actually doing some more reshoots on Saturday, and because then this is our baby graboid. It's the little baby ones. Oh my god! It's fun. It's the whole thing. You like it? I'm really proud of it. It's just a football. It's just a really crappy football that I cut up, and then this is a 2-liter bottle that I spray painted. If you want to see the first Tremors movie that I made, go check out Tremors Far Afield. Even Michael Gross liked it. I sent it to Michael Gross, Burt Gummer himself, and Burt Gummer himself was like, "This reminds me of when I was a kid and running through the cornfields at my grandparents' house in Fort Madison, Iowa. Tremors Far Afield, Afield. And yeah, if you want to see it, go to the Tremors Saga's YouTube page. Trenton, it's funny you put. I bet you're real sad you didn't. You reported me now. Wishmaster. I've never seen Wishmaster. I really want to. And oh my god, John, you haven't seen my Tremors movies yet? Oh, dude, man. Dude. Well, I only have one. I have one done, and I'm working on another one. I did. There's a montage in the middle that I used the "We Have Issues" theme song because Anthony's always wanted to make a Tremors movie, and he's so sad. He hasn't made a movie yet, and I'm like sitting back here like whipping him like, I don't care what movie you make, just make a movie already. I was even joking with Ken Sledge today about like, yeah, no, hey Ken, I love your movie. It's funny, that sound design thing. It's always you don't realize it when you make your first one. And I was like, and I've been sitting over here, Ken, telling Anthony to make a movie. He's like, oh yeah, you too. And I'm like, I know, right? But thank you, Trenton. But yeah, go the Tremors movies. Uh, dude, so hold on. Okay, TikTok people, did I see the one that got 3D printed in the official group? Bro, I'm the one that hooked up Richard Farron with Dr. Chris Barkow and got him the STL files in the first place like 2 years ago to start printing that boy. I have been there since the beginning on that. That is so cool. So awesome. And like like if you like memeing over here, Trenton person, I love how that giant head of the graboid has like become its own thing now. Like people just repost that and they don't credit him like at all. And I'm always like, that kind of sucks. But it's also like, I mean, he's still got the giant head. Who cares? You can share that all the live long day if you want. Richard is probably just sitting there like, yeah, I still have a giant graboid head in my house, so you don't. So like, fuck off. It's just so cool, man. And dude, John, thank you, Alicia, for have seen the my first Tremors movie, Tremors Far Afield. She thinks it's cool, and yeah. And then it's my dream to be in a movie, even if I die in the first 10 seconds, then I'd be happy. Dude, so I'm making these Tremors movies, and I really want to die in them. I really want to like be killed by a graboid in my own Tremors movie. But I'm like the only person I know that shows up consistently for filming my own movie, so I can't kill myself yet. But I have plans. I would love to kill myself. I have a trilogy that I plan, and Ken Sledge I was talking to was like, "Oh, you make Tremors movies, dude? I live in Michigan. Like, let me know because I would love to come down. You live in Iowa? I would love to come down and like help you make a Tremors movie." And I was like, okay, I'll keep that up because I want to. My third one, I want to do Shriekers, and I want to involve the whole town. And on Alicia's point, we were talking about this the other day. I might set up an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter account. When did I start transitioning? Like 7 years ago. So booyah on that. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks. I appreciate that. I want to start an Indiegogo for my third Tremors movie after I make this second one. Because I want to buy you can buy a Shrieker from some person on Etsy for like 8 grand. And that is like all maybe I'll make the Indiegogo like $10,000. So I have like $2,000 to do like buy a camera or something or whatever. But I just want to spend the 8 grand just to buy a really good looking Shrieker. Because that would be awesome. And then John, you know this too. So there's a guy in the Facebook group. He's in the Tremor Saga and the official one, Jareth Rock, who did buy the Shrieker, like the animatronic Shrieker or whatever, and like he did that whole photo shoot with it and everything. And I ended up getting in contact with the photographer and with Jareth himself, and I got all of the footage and the video from their shoot, and I'm working on putting an edit together of we're gonna start out with a trailer, and then once I get like the concept of it down, we're gonna see if we can't like extend it a little bit and write it, so then he can actually kind of make a small like maybe a 5-10 minute little movie out of it. I'm trying. I'm still processing that one a little bit. I gotta get on that. I got so much other stuff I'm doing. Like, forgive me, folks. But Jareth, I'm trying to work on him. He's got those great Shriekers. And I would love for him to pay me to come down to Texas to shoot some more footage with his Shriekers. I'll write him whatever script he wants with that. Like that, I would booyah on that. And yeah, Alicia, you might make me start an Indiegogo to do that because like what's Universal gonna do? Stop me? Like who cares? They really don't care at this point. They don't care. And in fact, Tremors, the studio that makes Tremors went under the first day of Tremors Fest. So nobody is in charge of Tremors right now. That's why Hallery's not doing anything, John. Just so you know, like the Universal 1440, the home video department of Universal went under the first day, the Friday of the very first day of Tremors Fest. And everybody, like, it was really sad, like, really weird and sad. Why are we having a Tremors Fest when this studio collapsed? So that's why Hallery's not around and doing anything, John, like, because nobody's paying her to. So, like, I get it. Like, she's not going to be around. Nobody's giving her money. Why would she moderate a group of fucking animals? Let's see. Tremors, best movie of all time. Okay, you thought there were just 7 Tremors movies? Uh, okay. If you just thought there was only 7 Tremors movies, you are in for a world of awesomeness. There is like 15 Tremors movies. There's like 3 TV shows. There's so much Tremors. There's web series like by Michael Gross himself that I consider completely canon. I consider those Tremors Burt Gummer for President videos that he made those after Tremors. Like that's him like hiding in a bunker after he got like eaten by the ground. Like I that is my head canon that he's like making those videos after he supposedly died. Like that's what and he's just like I'm still running for president. Like that's my head canon on that. Um, and yeah, no, I wish we could buy it too, man. And Stampedes, you know, there's a whole thing going on there. Again, that I helped. That's me again. Um, go me. I got places here I'd love to try and film. I have some old battlegrounds near me. Dude, John, I know you got a kid or whatever, so that's a whole thing of like getting out there to like try and film something or whatever. I got a life to do and a job, and I got my nephews that I deal with every weekend. So I get it. I get it. Just do it. I don't know. Just write a little something. As I tell everybody, you know, don't write like the grandest script ever. Just write something, you know, something that you know you can film. Take what you have, it is right there, and film it. Anthony, you know, was talking about it when he was Anthony LaFusi of the We Have Issues podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts of all time. I know. I just finished it too. I'm done. I'm technically done, and I went backwards to listen to some early episodes because I need to comment on them. But I'm done, and I'm so sad. It's kind of breaking my heart lately. But we were talking about it's the Robert Rodriguez thing where you know what you have to film and go out there and film it. Like that's it. That's where my first Tremors movie was like, what do I have? I have a cornfield. I have my body. I have a camera. Okay, here's what I can do with that. Boom, boom, boom. John, my graboid, my first graboid was this. It's a clear jug on a string. Look at that. That's my first. We put hay on it and we drug it along. We threw it into the. As William was like, "What did you? Why was it in the water?" I threw it into the water, William, and I pulled it along. It was really cool. I loved it. It was one of my favorite things. And then your graboid tentacle can be as easy as like, or I upgraded. I didn't upgrade. I need to like spray paint this one or something. And it's then. Damn it, Melvin! Oh my god! Came that close. Too close. And yes, John, there are like 3 TV shows. So I will say this. 4. I'm always in my mind. 4. Thanks for loving that, William. There's 4 TV shows. So there's the very first TV show from 1993, which is the Val and Earl Monster Hunters show. That was the one that Stampede worked on before they made Tremors 2, which was Val and Earl going around the country. I'll get to you in a second. That's a good one. Which was Val and Earl going around the country and fighting monsters. I always love, there was Bigfoot wearing a sheet pretending to be a ghost. There was toasters that were controlled by the government. There was graboids. There was a white worm graboid. How can you watch the TV show? So there's Vimeo. Actually, the only place you can watch the widescreen of it, of Tremors the series, is downloading it from Jack Sparrow sites. Yard, you can fly the Jolly Roger flag and find it there. And it's the widescreen. It's very important because there's the widescreen, which Hulu released like once in like 2008 or 2010. I will answer your question in a second there, Jason Howell. That's been very important. There's the widescreen, which it's so much better. And then there's the full screen, which is like they cut off half of it. And if you want to buy that, then you can buy Tremors the series either on just the regular DVD of Tremors the series itself. And this one I got signed by S.S. Wilson and Gladys Jimenez and Leela Lee, who are all in the TV show and the writers of the TV show. Booyah, booyah. Or I totally recommend people, this is the only Supreme set of Tremors I tell people to buy, because if you buy the movie set, don't give Universal that money. Buy the Tremors Ultimate Collection. It's only like $20-$30, and you get 7 movies and the TV show. But unfortunately, the TV show is in widescreen. It's in widescreen. It's in full screen on both of these on the DVD. It makes no sense to me. Like, they have it. They have the footage. It's archived somewhere, and it is on Vimeo. And even on Tubi, listen, on Tubi, William, it's still on full screen and it's partially out of order. And as much as I email Tubi, they won't change the order. But if you want to watch Tremors the series in the right order, you can buy either the Tremors the series set, which is only like $8 or $10 for this, and then or the Ultimate Collection, which is the 7 movies and then the TV show. But if you want to see it with the widescreen, which is like for the damn screen, you got to go to Vimeo or you got to pirate it online. But there's a Nancy Sterngood profile on Vimeo that has the Tremors TV show, and unfortunately, the music on 2 of the episodes made it so you can't watch it. You can't watch Hit and Run, and you can't watch Ghost Dance because the music is copyrighted for some reason. So that's the first TV show was in 1993 with Val and Earl, Monster Hunter. There was even an episode where Bert and Val and Earl were going to fight a vampire, which would be awesome. And then one of those ideas from that actually got reused in the TV show that we all know, this one that I'm talking about, which is 2003's Tremors the series, set after 2001 Tremors 3 Back to Perfection. And there's 13 episodes of it. There was going to be more. They were working on a second season. They actually have ideas all written out for it that never got used. That's Tremors the series. It's actually one of my favorite bits of Tremors-ness that there is. I highly recommend it at all. It is, before you watch anything else, go watch Tremors the series wherever you can on the widescreen. Go download it from the internets and the Vimeos and go watch it. All right, Jason Howell. And then I like your question too, Incredible Bulk. So please stay. I'm going to answer. And yes, please, everybody email Tubi and tell them that they have those episodes out of order, because they won't listen to one person apparently. And Bert did have his own show, John. It's that show. And you know what? Bert doesn't need his own show. Bert Gummer works best with other people. If it's just Bert, it gets a little weird, man. Like, I don't think that's not really what anybody quite wants. All right, so I'm going to answer Jason's question first, and then I'll get to Incredible Bulk's question. Blanco. So are we ever going to see the Kevin Bacon series that was canceled? Nope. Never. I look, man, I am the queen of finding Tremors related items. And unless I can finagle a producer, because I've talked to Vincenzo, I've talked to Octavio, I've talked to Andrew Miller, hell, I could probably talk to Kevin Bacon and it still wouldn't matter. I need to talk to a specific producer that has this on their hard drive. I know who it is too. And be like, can you just give me that flash drive and we'll just pretend like this never happened. It will never be seen. never, because it is in the same vault as Batgirl and what Acme versus Coyote was going to be before Warner Brothers decided to change their tune. Um, like Universal, it took Tremors the series and it's a tax write off now. It's gone. Reading of this on this show, like a year or two, actually almost like 2 years now. Wow, it's been a while. I've been doing this show. I did a live reading of the script on this show. So go to YouTube, Jason, and go to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel and check it out. Go look up the Kevin Bacon Tremors pilot. Actually, the Tremor Saga has a whole playlist of all of my podcast episodes. It's the Talking Tremors podcast. Go there. It's like the 5th or 6th episode I ever did. And I did that. I did the whole the whole script of that and everything. God, those are good ideas, John. I'll get to you. Yeah, go check out the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel. Everybody, if you're on the TikTok, go over there and subscribe right now. Go into that chat. Go into the this episode of Talking Tremors might as well be called. I'm going to promote the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel. This is a great channel. Booyah, do it and stuff. Because admittedly, they do have a lot more videos on here that you can't get on TikTok because of the 10-minute limit. Like, there's a bunch of stuff on here that like TikTok makes you compartmentalize. So I appreciate YouTube has it to like actually like look through stuff. So there's advantages. I'm just saying. So yeah, go to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel. I'm going to repeat it again. I've learned this watching Anthony and Steven on We Have Issues. I'm just going to repeat stuff. I really don't care. Smash that subscribe button and like, and go tell your grandparents to watch these things. And it's a whole like, yeah, it's awesome. And you just go do it. I know it seems like I'm shilling, but who cares? Nobody. Why is there a Tremor Saga podcast? Because I'm trying to tell people about really important information. Oh my God, William, you have William. Oh my God, William, you watched me. William watched me read that the Kevin Bacon Tremors pilot yesterday and today. They've been going back and watching my videos from the beginning. Yes, score, baby. And Incredible Bulk, don't leave yet, or go over to the YouTube channel. I still have to answer your thing. Texas Hillbilly, I got an answer for you too. Just 1 second. Yeah, no one will ever see the Kevin Bacon Tremors pilot. I'm sorry, guys. That and trying to get Don, Michael, Paul, and Stampede Entertainment in the same room because there's Glenn Maddock in the way. So. I'm really appreciating that William has listened to that. Biology and the TikTok algorithm is astounding. Tell me more about that. Okay, that's a great comment. You got to get that word out there somehow. It seems like I'm just saying random things, but if you're actually paying attention from the very beginning, everything that I'm saying makes complete sense. The pruning of self-prescribed information is mirror. Like, what the fuck is going on over here? Go to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel and say that instead. So Incredible Bulk, I want to answer your question. How do people secure enough money to make a film? So many great films could exist with enough money. So you got to realize a lot of films are most likely probably like money laundering schemes or just really lucky. It's about knowing the right people at the right time. Like that's, and having your ins and stuff or whatever. It does not take as much money as you think to make a film. I mean, it does. It takes money because you got to pay all your actors, you got to pay all your crew, and then you got to feed them. I learned this in a filmmaking video. Rule number 1 of making a film: make sure everyone is fed. That is like rule number 1. Make sure your catering is on point. Everything else falls into place. So that's when I make movies and do that. I always try to make sure my people be fed. So I guess your food budget is your biggest thing you got to worry about. But really, making a movie is just about getting out there, and if you have a good enough idea and making it, like money will only stand in your way so far. Like if what you believe in matters, you're going to go after it. Nothing will stop you. You're going to chase that. You're going to chase that dragon. Go for it. What are you going to do? Um, and yes, Incredible Bulk. I feel like the most brilliant script writers need to know people to get their work out there. That's it. That is it. It is a networking, knowing people game. That is it. That is you could have the best script in the world, but if nobody reads it, it doesn't matter. So Texas Hillbilly asked me, "Do you think Bert is going to do another movie?" Yes. Jesus. Oh, people. Yes. Is Michael Gross dead? No. Then guess what? Bert Gummer will return. That's it. End of story. Done. Next question. Michael Gross isn't dead, so Bert Gummer is not dead either. Like it's not going to happen. I'm telling you. I've met the man. I've talked to the man. I've been through it with the man on and offline. Not he. The whole thing that happened with him getting the snip at the exactly. We never saw a body at the end of Trevor 7. That was not his idea. That was Universal's idea, and they just kind of. And Michael Gross even says himself, he's like, I could see the writing on the wall that Universal was, and this is a hilarious and irony, like that Universal was done with the franchise, and I thought, number, try to get out while the going's good, before they kill me and actually get me out of here, and so he did that. But as far, and he will, like, at the minute a role for Burt Gummer would pop up in a Tremors production, he's gonna be there. I'll tell you this: I know he will. I know the man. I know the man quite well now. Yeah, he'll be there on day one, because I watched him at Tremors Fest. I watched him interact with every single fan for way longer than he needed, for zero money at all, because he loved Tremors that much. He will do it until he dies. That whole joke about him on the wheelchair, and then you got Zoran's video where he's got the wheelchair with the rockets. That will happen. Mixed Master exists. All right, so I wanted to get back. I'm going to get back to. I hope everybody got their TikTok, got all your comments answered. You did. All right. That's the okay. So Bert needs his own show. I love you, Jason. I don't know you, but I love you. Bert is the man. Bert or Michael Gross is the man. He's not the end all be all. Like the story is what's important about Tremors. All right. If Bert doesn't come back, I'm fine with that. As long as the story keeps going and they don't remake it and they totally just boot a 30-year canon for no reason at all. 35-year canon at that point now. So Tremors the series is literally Bert's leading role. He goes around. Oops, hold on. Damn it. He goes around helping other people with monsters. Be awesome. Damn it. YouTube's being mean to me now. I hate it. Come on. There we go. It would be great to see. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I would love a supernatural crossover with Bert. I could tell you a lot of times they made a mistake on screen. It's not important right now, but let me read the YouTube comments and I'll see if I can answer that. We actually talked about it at the beginning of this, with the repeated footage. So go to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel and start from the beginning. Gotcha. And I really want a supernatural crossover with any of the characters from Tremors, or just Sam and Dean fighting graboids. That would be awesome. Because I think it's Bobby. Bobby in Supernatural is basically Bert Light or Bert Regular. There's the Tremors Saga's YouTube channel. So there's the Tremors Saga over here on TikTok. There's a YouTube channel called the Tremors Saga. These guys run it. It's great. And they let me use this stuff and do their lives. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tremors Saga people. I never know if they're watching. Maybe they are. Honestly, I don't think they care. I think they've realized that they can just trust me at this point, and I'll just go to town. It's less they have to edit. They used to like listen to these episodes and be like, "That was okay, good, just keep going." But now it's like I'll edit it on my own. So whatever. Thumbs up, which is no editing in the end at all for me because I don't like editing. I helped write a Bert and Ash fighting graboids together. Just as a point of fact. Bert and Ash in Deadite country fighting Deadite graboids. That's a goodie. Bert or Tremors and Evil Dead is a match made in perfection, pun intended. Let's see. Oh man, there's actually someone working on a Tremors comic right now. Michael Haver is working on that. Screenplay, animation, I don't care. You know what, Jason? If you like it, you make it. I dare you to do it, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, I've already made two. I'm working on a second Tremors movie. I already made one. I'm working on a Tremors comic. I'm working on it with other people. I'm working on Tremors stories behind the scenes. Make Tremors stuff. Make it. I'm telling everybody. Make it. Make it. Make it. I got a friend over here making a Tremors animation. Like, just make it. Just do it. I tell everybody, if Universal can sell an empty box named Tremors, then all of us fans can too. Knowledge dropping onto TikTok. Hey, I can cook. I've been to school for it. I attempted to write a movie, but it was bad. It was a Star Wars Lost in Space crossover. Oh, hey, man. Hey, it's just not bad. I don't know. Like, that's just work it, bro. Just work it. Who knows? Only you know if it's bad. You know, the rest of us, we just appreciate you. Okay, hold on. How do I keep up there? Come on, baby. What happened and why are we hating Universal? Because the people who actually made Tremors, Stampede Entertainment, they made Tremors for 30 years. Yeah, it's like 30, 25, 30 years. They made everything that you know and love about Tremors. And then Universal Pictures came in and was like, yeah, that makes us a whole bunch of money. We want that. That's ours now. You kind of like that's our thing. You didn't make that. So we get to kick you out. And they kicked out the actual creators of Tremors. That's the whole point of the hashtag restore the Tremor Saga thing. Like, dude, like if people can restore the Snyderverse and he didn't even make that shit, why aren't we restoring the Tremor Saga? Just as a point of fact. Come on. Come on. I can't I keep clicking the comment and it makes oh yeah, it's a real bad mess. If you want to know, like if you want to read the whole story of what I just said, there's a great essay. I wrote an essay. You can look up Stealing Perfection, the Tremors of Creating Land Sharks, which is a essay treatise that I wrote on Reddit with facts and sources and everything that you need to know. That's a great place to start. Or you can look up Gummer Down Under by a guy called Another Film Nerd. And it's the whole story of how Stampede Entertainment was writing Tremors 5 for like 10 years, and Universal's like, yeah, we want it. No, we want no, no, we don't. Yeah, we want it. No, we don't. Yeah, we want it. No, we don't. Yeah, we want it. No, we don't. And then, oh, your right of first refusal clause expired. We're gonna take that from you. And yeah, it's so sad. Yeah, supernatural crossover, mixed master exists. I really do love your guys' comments. Thank you so much. Why is that? Okay. Oh, I almost had it. Oh, I clicked that, and that's how I get rid of it. Okay. Sam Dean or Shriekers would be interesting. Give Dean a reason to break out of his grimace. Give Dean a reason to break out his grenade launcher. Oh, that's something that needs to be used on a Shrieker or a Graboid or an Ass Blaster or a Mixed Master Monster. That would be boom, chow. So how did I get the script for the Kevin Bacon Tremors TV show? So long before the Tremor Saga showed up on Twitter or anywhere else, when I was writing, when I was just talking about the Stealing Perfection, the Tremors of Creating Land Sharks essay, I tried telling everybody about what happened. Like I was on Twitter. That was when I first really started using Twitter again. Um, I can't find a trailer for the Kevin Bacon TV show. You can't find that trailer. It's like everywhere. You don't need the trailer. You need my script reading for like I have the actual TV show that I did. Like I don't mean I did it, but like I have the TV show. I have the script. I have the whole thing. I can tell you everything you want to know about. I can tell you literally everything you want to know about it. So go to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel and look up the Talking Tremors podcast, and then find the Kevin Bacon Tremors pilot episode where I read the whole script for this Kevin Bacon Tremors pilot. So how did I get the script for that? So like while I was like, thanks for enjoying it, William. While I was on Twitter and trying to tell everybody, and I just basically annoyed the fuck out of people. Like I was just like, "Oh, you're talking about that? Hey, what's up? Here's a bunch of links to Tremors related stuff. Blah 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 blah. Did you know Tremors got stolen? Blah." Like that was always my like. I would like copy and paste it. Did you know Tremors got stolen? Did you know Tremors got stolen? All over the place. I wrote it all on Reddit everywhere I could, and ended up finding someone on Twitter who had the script and was like, "Oh, I actually have this script. Would you like me to send it to you?" It was like, "Yes, please, give it to me." It's actually the same way that I found the Tremors 2 script. Uh, just happened upon it. Uh, and no, William, and no, William, Universal cannot come at you for making a comic. Universal cannot come at you for making a Tremor movie. Universal cannot come at you for making a Tremor song. Universal cannot come at you for making a Tremors animation. Universal cannot come at you for making a Tremors anything at all. Like, so the thing about it, so like I can raise money for that Indiegogo or Kickstarter to make my own Tremors movie, and as long as I'm not actually paying myself, and all of that money goes into making the movie, they can't touch me because I'm not making any money. Hell, even if I was making money off of it, they cannot do anything. So in the Tremors groups right now, there's the guy Michael O'Haver, and actually you met him at Tremors Fest, William, Mike. He was the guy that had all of those prints. Actually, he was the one who for the costume contest that that picture, that drawing or whatever that Rory won, that had all the signing, that had everybody signed on it. That was from him. That was from his. He's got a comics store, like a Mike's Comics and Games. That's actually like a store, um, and I don't know. Hold on, I think you're telling John that. Um, uh, he's got a whole comics and game store, and he's actually working with a couple other people right now to make a Tremors comic, like to make a Tremors anthology comic, and they're gonna sell it. Like they're gonna actually sell it to people, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, you are. Good job, guys. I will probably be the first one to buy it. Like, please and thank you. That is awesome. That is great. I love it, and give me some more. Um, a zombie graboid. Oh man. That would be good. Oh wow. So yeah, so how I got the Kevin Bacon script? Dedication, baby. Uh Dedication and commitment. I'm like the John Wick of Tremors. I am a woman of focus, commitment, and sheer fucking will. And yeah, and like so that's where if even I can't find, if I can't get anybody to give me Kevin Bacon Tremors pilot, good luck finding it. That's gonna be a difficult one to do. Yeah. Hold on. So again, thank you, William, for loving my script reading. Again, TikTok people, if you want to know what Kevin Bacon Tremors pilot looked like, was like, sounded like, everything that you need to know about it, go over to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel and subscribe, and then go to the Tremor Saga. They have a playlist for my show called the Talking Tremors podcast. Uh, and go find it. It's episode 6. It's episode 5 or 6. I think it's 5 actually. And go find it. Go find me, read it, and then I do a follow up episode where I talk about everything that happened in the pilot and everything that happened behind the scenes, and all the same guy that wrote the Gummer Down Under article wrote one about the pilot called Near Perfection. Uh, I tell you everything about it, everything. So and and John, I do want to get like a bunch of people to read it. I want to get Zoran Gavojik has this show on his low carb comedy channel called Unproduced Live. Uh, that's uh, like a whole bunch of people getting together and reading scripts for movies that never happened. Like there's an Indiana Jones one, a Freddy vs. Jason one, uh, Back to the Future by James Cameron or something. And William, so the Tremor Saga has posted on the Tremors Saga Facebook group. If you go to the files section at the top of the group, like there's like albums and photos and files and stuff like that. Um, there's a file for the uh,
Tremors pilot. There's a file. Actually, there's a file for the Tremors pilot. There's a file for the original Tremors 2, and there's a file for the shooting script of Tremors, which is called Beneath Perfection, and has a bunch of changes in it. Like, technically, they changed it when they made the movie, but they have the original draft of it in that. So if you want the files for that, you got to go to that Facebook page. Am I in a camper? Does this look like I'm in a camper? What kind of camper is this? This is a very nice camper with walls, actual walls. It would not be this big in here. It's very roomy. Um, am I into 80s movies? Fuck yeah, I am. Oh my god, yeah. One that I'll just say, ever seen it? Deep Star 6 is a great 80s practical effect movie about an underwater monster. Really good. Really good. Go watch that. Deep Star 6. Um, I'm not into slashers. I'm into monster movies. And yes, Zoran would be amazing at a table read. Uh, I have talked to Bill Watterson about because Bill's got his Tremors 8 that he was working on. Uh, and there's some things they're still figuring it out on whether or not that'll actually happen. But it was like, yo, Bill, so Zoran's got this table read thing that if you ever want to get some people together and read that like Tremors or read that unproduced Tremors script. I know this great dude named Zoran Gavojcik. And TikTok person, am I into Tremors 1? Guys, I have a question to you two people. Do you think I'm into Tremors 1? No, I'm not. Tremors 1's okay, I guess. It's an all right movie. You want to know what's the real based opinion? Tremors 4 is the best Tremors movie of all time. Of all time. I don't care. Actually, the based opinion is that my Tremors movie is the best Tremors movies of all time. Go watch Tremors Far Afield. And then coming soon, I really want to release it on January 19th, which is the 34th birthday of Tremors. Tremors Hunting Ground. That's my next one. We're working on it. And no, I have not seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2002. These TikTok people don't get that this is a Tremors podcast, do they? They try. You'd think that they would see that I'm using the Tremors Saga's channel and it's their live, and they'd be like, "Oh, maybe this person's talking about Tremors," but they're always just not 50% of the time. It's so weird. And then hilariously, 90% of this episode has not been what I planned at all. This has just been weird and fun. I don't know. This was good. I appreciate everybody being here and doing this. Thank you. Um, this is a point of fact. So this is my list of things that I wanted. Okay, not this. This is other shows, but about here down was my list for what I wanted to do, and so it starts here. We got to here. It starts here, and we got actually. There's a little arrow here that says thank Chantrell and Samaje down here, and then we did, and we got to begin Tremors 2. And then we got no, I didn't talk about Tremors 3. I talked about it in a sense, but I did not. The whole point was that I wanted to do this as a timeline of why this show exists at all. Okay, we're gonna do speed run. Okay, damn it, TikTok, that's a great question. What even is you? I don't know. Um, I'm and what even is you? Followed up by another person, Redneck Academia 86. You ain't OG. You haven't seen all the Tremors. Booyah! I agree. Have you seen the TV show? Have you seen all 4 of the TV shows, person? Because booyah! Roll a D21 on that. Jeez. Okay, that was wow. Well, that was weird. Man, TikTok got weird with the questions all of a sudden. Oh, okay. Okay, Alicia, are you asking me favorite TV series episode and why? Okay, I got it earlier, but a little paranoia among friends is just chef's kiss for deconstructing the nature of Burt Gummer and putting him in a town full of people that are somehow crazier than him, and it is awesome, and I love it. But that's about but I don't want to focus on Burt. Well, okay, but damn it. But then there's Night of the Shriekers, which is just the first time that I feel like Shriekers actually got used to their full potential of swarming and like being terrifying. And it has Burt Gummer's best line of all time. Backup. Backup generator. Which it doesn't seem like it makes sense out of context, but it is. Wow, got his face when he backup generator. Just like but that one, and then the Sound of Silence. I just want to pick a non-Burt episode too. Right? Like this is my top 3. The Sounds of Silence, where it's not. No, because you know what? That's the I gotta say this. So no, best Burt quote. That's toddler level Tremors knowledge when you say I ran a no, and you can't even get it right. The quote is, "I am completely out of ammo." That's never happened to me before. Like the quote right. We're gonna love it. But that's entry level quote love. All right, man. The real the based the as the kids on the TikTok say, like, hey, I still got a podcast about Tremors and you don't. Also, how is saying I'm trans like an insult? Like, I do it and I'm proud, baby. Like, that's the point. Like, oh yeah, like I'm not hiding it. Like, also, we had a whole discussion about it earlier. Someone thought I was a cougar, and they had mixed feelings. Boom. And critical need to know information is great. All right, I agree because I feel I was denied. Actually, hold on, because I got to do it with the hat too, because it's people, and this is the whole point about like why I think Bert's best quote is one that is backup generator. Yes, thank you, William. Thanks for like uh, agreeing with me on that or whatever, because it's Michael Gross's acting that is so awesome. All right, the line is great. The line is fantastic. Steve and Brent, wrote great stuff for Michael. But it's like when Bert pulls up, it's just and just that little fold and then drop. Just the way he drops it in his pot. Drop. He's so fucking fed up with drop into his pocket and then I feel I was denied critical need to know information. Like it is 100% Michael's performance that elevates those lines to what they are. That's why when people are like, oh, Michael Gross is a libtard and he doesn't like guns and that makes him a bad person, I'm like, everything you love about that character is him. Like it is so him. And that's a great, and that's a great, and this is a point of fact, as what William said. William's favorite line: "You guys do what you do best. Take something simple and complicate it." He's got this like gusto and this aplomb to it, and to the point of like, so people love love. I am completely out of ammo, but my the line is great. My favorite part of it is when he sinks, like, I am completely out of ammo, drops to his knees, and it's his eyes. He does this thing with his eyes where he's just, that's never happened to me before. Like, you can see, it's Michael Gross acting, but you can see Burt Gummer, like, his entire life is flashing before his eyes. Every scenario he has ever witnessed is just I can't even do it right because you got. I mean, you got to be like really into that, like just like that's never happened to me before. It's his eye. His eye. It's not even. I don't give a shit about the line, and I mean this because this whole episode started because Tremors 2 was the first horror movie I ever watched. That bit, his acting is the thing. Like, it's not the lines, it's him. It's Michael Gross selling you that sandwich and you being like, numb. It is so. It is muy magnifico. William is right, and then Michael in the cage in Africa, as Jason is saying, which is like one of the like. I love the cage thing. I love him in the cage. The thing I don't like about it is there's a few too many P jokes. Like and there's so many in such a short amount of time that you're just like, this is kind of borderline weird. But you know, hey man, some people like to be peed on. I don't know. But the whole scene of that, Michael is just on another level. And then so TikTok and YouTube people that don't know this, and William will probably know this. Like, I was sitting behind Michael Gross's wife at Tremors Fest while we were watching those movies and watching Tremors 5 specifically. And her name is Elza Gross. Elza, during that cage scene of Burt Gummer in Africa, was laughing her ass off. Her husband is on screen being a maniacal lunatic, and she was the loudest person laughing in that theater. So I have to think, like, okay, if you think that this is funny, that's your husband. All right. So, you know, I got to reevaluate some things. That's hilarious. Like, this is like, she was cackling. It was amazing. And yeah, and Alicia's right. I don't have a specific favorite line, but Michael's acting is so strong. I love when he goes completely silent. He tells you everything by saying nothing at all. It's so true. Like, it's like he conveys it with a look. Just him. I mean, that's acting. Like, that's the point or whatever. Like, it does. It's so it is. I don't care. I'm glad that other person who is calling me trans and hating on me and calling me the enemy left, because I am completely out of ammo. It's a great line. It's Michael Gross's eyes that are the best part, and it just, I just, it's so. I do. He's the best. God, I do. I love it so much. Like, and even more, okay, so on Alicia's point about the not saying anything, like that, like, um, that bit in Tremors 1, like, after him and Val are arguing, and then he, like, goes away, and then Reba's like, "Huh? I know. Just forget about it. I know he does things. He knows everything." And Mike, but Bert's just, I don't know. You don't ever really hear what what he's saying, but you're getting all of this anger from him, and it's so good. Um, and even in the what would arguably be another everybody else's favorite line, the broken the wrong goddamn rock road, you bastard. Like, it's the lead up to it where he's just like, yeah, you're fucking bad. Like, you feel that he was just fighting and scraping for every inch of his life, and he did it. And I agree. I wish Reba was in at least one more sequel. She was originally going to be in the Tremors 2 sequel. She wanted to be, but concert obligations made it so she couldn't. And it's 100% Universal's fault that they won't ever take the time to just like incorporate Reba into the movies. Just like, I don't get it at all. Oh, and it did that part on the rocks. It made it seem like they were really married. I mean, if you've been married, we all get that. We all know that. We've all been there. John, I imagine you're married. I've been married. Like, we've all been there. William, yeah, you are. I think you are, William. We've all been there. with your spouse, either male or female. Like, I know it does. She knows everything. And yeah, the and I think everybody that's why when people are like, well, do you want to remake Tremors? It's like, are you paying attention to anybody? Nobody wants you to remake Tremors. What they want you to do is they want you to bring back Kevin Bacon and Reba and make a Tremors movie with everybody. That's it. Nobody wants you to requel or reboot it or remake it. They want Tremors, whatever number, with Reba and Val and Michael Gross and Ariana Richards and Robert Jane and Leela Lee and Gladys Jimenez and everybody under the sun and Christopher Garten. That's it. That's what we want. That's what the people want, man. Give it to us. And so, again, everyone just make your own Tremors movies. Oh, I know. I know. Fred Ward. It's always the saddest thing in the world that we'll never get another Tremors movie with Val and Earl. But we take what we can. We do what we can with what we got. That's the motto here of Tremors. And I'd love to see Val and Grady just as like then Val takes the Earl position and Grady takes the Val position, and I think that would be great. Or do a Tremors sequel and you have Val be the Earl character, but then you bring John Bernthal in as Earl Bassett's son, and then then Val's teaching the kid how to do it. And yeah, I'm pretty sure like I did a lot to get a lot of people there at Tremors Fest or whatever. The only people I was unable to contact are Kevin Bacon and Reba for obvious reasons. Like they're not easily contactable people because they're kind of up there. Grady and Earl sending a sequel. I'd be into that too. Because then Grady's like, I know your dad, and you know your dad. It's a whole thing. And Fred would want us to keep pushing. And bring everybody. Travis and Jason Howell over here is talking about bringing Jamie Kennedy in from the sequel. I don't care, man. I don't hate Jamie Kennedy as much as other people do. Hell, even Zoran, who made many jokes about Jamie on the kill count, was like, guy did a job. He did what he could, and got better over time. You could tell, we could all tell that like Jamie Kennedy being next to Michael Gross taught Jamie Kennedy how to be a better actor. So like by Tremors 5, by Tremors 6, you're like, hey, he's not bad, And then to the point where then when Tremors 7 comes around and he's not there, you're like, really? Why? This is like where? Why am I? Oh, why do I want like Jamie Kennedy around? What the hell happened here? This is so weird. I went from being like, oh my god, Jamie Kennedy's in this, to being like, oh, Jamie Kennedy's not in this. It's such a weird arc, man. And yes, Jamie got handed shit and made it into gold. And hey, man, we've been losing people since David Bowie and Robin Williams. And I feel like David Bowie and Robin Williams went inside my body, and then I became David Williams or Robin Bowie. That's who you got. Robin Bowie Williams, David loves Tremors a whole bunch. If you listen to the beginning of this, I did you can talk in Tremors, cause you're talking Tremors. Oh, I like Tremors. It's a whole thing now. We got the Graboids and the Ass Blasters. We got the Shriekers and the Bergnummers. Cause I like the Tremors and I like the Tremors. It was a whole thing. You missed it. It was the beginning. Oh, George Carlin and Robin Williams. I love George Carlin too. I appreciate that. Thank you. He's the best, man. George Carlin and Robin Williams. I'll take that. That's a great compliment. That and when Brett from the Double Threat podcast, like, yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Thank you. I'm going to take that compliment and I'll keep it in the pocket closest to my heart. Wow. Like it's like past 2 hours over here. I don't want to stop. I have to work tomorrow, but I also don't want to stop. Stick with Jack and you'll make it back. Guys, you're just feeding me. You're putting quarters in me. Just and it's like I can't. If you say a line, on the comments, I repeat it. It's a tick. I can't help myself. Like if you, I will be forced to say it. I can't. What am I gonna do? I will. I'm I'm like Woody, and you pull the string, and I'm like, here's a line from Tremors. Um, man, we decided to leave this place just one damn day too late, didn't we? Well, nobody handles garbage better than we do. Yep. Now you gonna stand there in broad daylight and tell me I'm the reason we're still in perfection? You know how close I am to leaving this place right now? I called that little bluff. How close? Actually, so before we do 50, I might I'm working a lot. I'm doing a lead project right now up until like Christmas or whatever. So I want to do 2 episodes for sure before I get to 50. I need to do Tremors 3. I need to actually do the Tremors 3 with all the information and the commentary and the jokes, but actually deep dive on Tremors 3. It's your turn. Uh, I made breakfast yesterday. It was bologna and beans. No, it was eggs. I did eggs. Over easy. The hell you did! Bologna and beans. It's your turn. Like, don't put the quarter in me. I will. But I want to do the Tremors 3 episode. I need to, because I've done, as William probably knows, I started at Tremors 7 and I went backwards. And then I got really distracted by all of you wonderful folk. Thank you. Val and Grady in the truck for the last soda. Is that a sequel, or are you putting a quarter in me? Because that's not, it'd be Grady and Earl in the truck for the last soda, but I like Val and Grady in the truck for the last soda. I think that's a great moment to write and make happen. Jason Howell. Oh, oh, oh yes, for the sequel. Oh yes. But then another one that I want to do before 50 is I want to literally on a live recite the entire Tremors movie from memory. Because I always love when people are like, oh, I could quote the whole movie. I've watched the Tremors movie so many times, and I could quote the whole movie. And I sit here and I'm like, you know what? Like, other people say that as hyperbole, but my memory is actually so good, and I have watched that movie so many times. I could actually recite the entire Tremors movie. No cheating. Oh, no, no, no. It would be 100% from the beginning all the way to the end with all the voices. And technically, I've already done that in a way because I did a script reading for the original draft of Tremors Beneath Perfection, and I did all the voices for it. I did everybody. I did the whole fucking town. And then even the extra character of Viola, who's got a dog, that she got written out of the script later. I did everybody. It was one of my favorite things. That and Tremors too, because I love doing Val and Earl arguing. I have this thing where when hold on, I gotta do these lines real quick because they're just staring at me. Get down, stay down, and cover your ears. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be today. Grady, get your ass down. Ken and I actually did that on a podcast earlier today. Like we did it like simultaneously. It was perfect. Pick your fave, but pardon my French. Is it? It's so good. I do it all. Pardon my French. Damn it! Still know we're here. Pardon my French. And then I love how that line gets passed along, and then Rhonda at the end. And then we run like goddamn bastards. Pardon my French. It's just like it's so good writing. Oh, so God, please forgive everybody that I repeat stuff. So again, I'm going to repeat that you go to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel. Check all this stuff out, Jason. I came in late. You working on making movies or writing them or both? So guess what, Jason? I made a Tremors movie. Everybody over here knows it, and you're going to learn about it now. Check out Tremors Far Afield, Afield, a field, because I'm in a cornfield. It's a whole thing. I sent it to Michael Gross, and he loves it. So Burt Gummer loves my Tremors movie, and he thanked me for it. Suck it. And then I'm actually working on another one right now. Literally, we're going out Saturday. We actually already filmed some stuff a couple weeks ago. We're going out Saturday, and we're gonna get a couple more reshoots, get some things in there. We have some effects work to do. Is really what we're doing, because there's baby graboids in it, and this is the baby graboid. It's a little beep beep beep. Look at him, so cute. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Ah! Oh my god! The whole thing. It's awesome. It is awesome. It's very cool. And there's a pipe bomb too. This is my homage to the original baby. A few household chemicals in the proper proportions. Click, click, boom. So we got a sequel we're working on. I got a friend of mine that showed up. Jesus, where did you come from, Anthony? Have you been here the whole time? And actually, well, if you were here the whole time, you'd actually know. Did I fart? Chair farted. Yeah, if I move this just right. Although I would 100%, I have farted on air. I don't really care. I pick my nose sometimes because it's just like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, guys. You want that? Anybody else want that? Not me. Because I don't care. I eat them too. They taste good. Chair farted. Do I have a release date for my second Tremors movie or a plan I can share? I guess we're gonna have to go over to We Have Issues podcast on YouTube and subscribe. And I think they have like a live table reading of some movie about like vampires and relationships called Stakeout that they're doing next Wednesday at 8. I don't know what time zones are. You should. Everybody go listen to We Have Issues podcast. Go over to that right now because Anthony just asked me and I'm making fun of him because I love him so much. And yes, he's doing a movie and a table read and a script reading of his really good. It's such a good idea, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for Stakeout. It's gonna be good. But as far as my movie, in my Tremors movie, if I can get some stuff done here, and especially this Saturday, if I can get the last of what I was looking for filmed, then I know. Anthony, come on. If you don't realize I'm fucking with you by now, like, come on. Come on. And damn it, UCLA, because that's where someone asked me Boise State or UCLA. UCLA, because that's where Steve and Brent and Ron met each other. And that's the choice. And we need Tremors the audiobook. God, dude, Tremors the audiobook is this show, John. Like there's somebody could take this and put it in. I guess I've done this enough that I have audiobooked it a lot and done the script reading. This is the audiobook. If anything, what we need an audiobook of is all right, everybody on the TikTok too. So there's a book. I'll answer your question too, Anthony. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'll get to it. I'm not avoiding it for a reason. There's a book called Seeking Perfection, the official guide to Tremors, written by Jonathan Melville. And it's the best informative book about Tremors yet. There's another one being written by a Spanish friend of mine, Octavio Lopez San Juan, who's writing Cazador de Grabois, La Historia de Temblores Saga, which is a whole book from the perspective of Michael Gross, and it goes up. This stops in 2015 when Tremors 5 was just beginning, but Octavio's book goes all the way up till now. Everything, and it's from Michael Gross's perspective. I can't wait for that. I'm actually working on trying to get an English publication of that done too. I have no idea how, but it's my responsibility because I was like, I will do that for you, bro. That is my thing for you. And then my other responsibility to Anthony over here. Please know I am fucking with you, man. I really do love you. I do. Everybody, TikTok people, go and subscribe to the We Have Issues podcast on YouTube. And Anthony, my plan, if I can get everything that I need finally finished filming. Well, okay, so it's my outside stuff that I'm done filming this weekend. I have a whole uh the inside boardroom scene, and then a bit with the old Ron Maddock character that I need to get to, and then maybe what my tag is, which I'm still deciding. I might do the Tinder date tag, but then I also maybe might do a tag with my cat instead, because everybody liked the cat thing being in there. But if I can get most of that filmed here, I would really love to release that on January 19th of 2024. Like that's my is 100% my goal for releasing Tremors Hunting Ground. Uh, yes, that's my. I say that's my goal. I'm not 100% sure. That would be so cool because January 19th is the birthday of Tremors. Tremors was released on January 19th, 1990. So I would love to release my sequel on January 19th of 2024. That's my yeah. It would be so cool if I could do that. We'll see and try, and I have everything set in place to do it. It's just a matter of like we all have lives and getting in there and time and doing it. But it's super duper cool. I'm excited. Also, Alicia, I see that you told Travis that we're still going on Twitter. I appreciate you because I literally cannot use my phone for anything right now. So I saw he said that, and then you said that, and I appreciate you. And Anthony, if you're there, is that answer enough for you? Oh my God. Like, it's just like, why are these things so amazing? I don't get it. Like, John and Alicia, I know Alicia knows. John, there's this podcast called We Have Issues. And Jason over here, there's this podcast called We Have Issues. It's like my favorite thing, like, besides Tremors, obviously. And they make comic books. And it's about one is about this immortal being that possesses this guy, and because his friends got magic powers and he has to stop them, and it's called Deathless. And I'm waiting on my issue too, Anthony. I'm a waiting on it. But then this is like my favorite thing of all time. This is a comic called Play It Again. Oh, okay. Oh my God. I figured he was. Oh, damn it. You did. You are still here. I appreciate that. Oh, dude, John. Oh my God. I talk about Alicia. Alicia likes it. See, Anthony, look, they're not my grandparents, Anthony, but I'm selling it. You already know that. You're in this enough to know. But like, oh my God, Play It Again is like my favorite comic of all. Although, oh my God, I actually finally finished Zoran's comic, and Anthony and Steven, I might need your address for no reason that has nothing to do with this Zoran comic at all. But this one was this was really good. Zoran, of course, Zoran is awesome at making a comic. Damn, it's fucking stellar. But my true favorite comic is Play It Again, which is about my friend Anthony Lafusi over here. And it's him. It's not a proxy. This is Anthony right here going through the most emotionally traumatic thing of his life that has nothing to do with Tremors at all. Actually, little known fact, everybody. Anthony's the person that you're like, how does that work? Where does he stick the penis? Actually figuring out where to stick the penis is actually the of that equation. But he did, and man, that graboid just tore Anthony's heart out, and it was the worst. And then Anthony had to pack up Anthony's belongings, and then a magical record player, he put on a record, and it transported Anthony to Perfection, Nevada, and where all of his memories of Perfection, Nevada, and I got really distracted by that metaphor because I can't, man, I have to be sincere with Anthony because all I can think about every time I talk about We Have Issues is being sincere, and it forces me to do this. Like, I am usually a pretty sincere person, so I can't say it. It's just one of those, like, no, it's, and no, John, you'll get it, but go look up We Have Issues podcast and play it again. but this is a comic about how Anthony went through a very traumatic breakup and then had to pack up all of his stuff, and he puts on this record player because it goes back to when he was actually in the breakup and then packing up all his stuff. He put on music and it transported him through his memories, and it was like, whoa, no, oh no, that was a bad idea. But this is a magical one that actually transports him through his memories, and it's painful. And it's painful. It's painful. There's the day he proposes to her, the day she breaks up with him, the day they first meet, the day he finds out he's going to be a dad. Which, so I mean, John, you'd love that as a parent, as a father, or whatever. Like Anthony's a single dad, and he's like one of the best dads in the world. Like, again, I'm not just saying that because I know Anthony's in the room. Everybody that has listened to like the last 5 episodes of this show knows that I can't shut up about it, and I really don't care because it's so awesome and painful. And if you've ever been in a breakup, or if you not even with a person, if you've ever had difficult traumatic experiences in your life that are just like, man, that's a lot to deal with, and then you're left behind with something that like reminds you of it, this is magic here. This is the magic stuff. Something just told me I'm low on disk space. Hold on, I gotta look at something. I know. Okay, I'm still good. I'm way good. Oh, dude, John, if you got a kid, you'll love this. And that's been my We Have Issues segment. Happens every episode. This is a We Have Issues segment, and this song was written by Steven. Steven wrote it specifically for the Talking Tremors podcast. He did. Steven sent me that. He sent me the lyrics. We've been singing that song since day one, baby. That's what it is. And I can't. I know you're here, Anthony. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I am really sad that I actually finished all 170 episodes of that show, and I did. I went back and I started rewatching them. Finishing all 170 episodes of We Have Issues was like watching Burt Gummer die all over again, because it was like, wow, I don't know if there'll be more. I mean, I know you guys do it literally week after week after week, but I just don't know if there'll be more. Alicia's at episode 20. Yes. Ugh. Selling that podcast, yo. Yeah. I know you don't need me anymore, but I'm happy to have been there to make you happier. This episode, actually, just so everybody knows, this episode was sponsored by the Cheeto Dust. It's not name brand. Actually, it's the off-brand Cheeto Dust that Anthony sprinkles into Steven's basement to make him make more issues of this. And just so everybody sees, like, look at the artwork on this. I don't know. I'm trying to do TikTok and YouTube, but like, look at this, man. And so I have to, okay, so as a personal like I love the story in this, and the story in this one is my favorite. Like, this over here. I want to send this to Zoran. Like, if I ended up sending you guys this, I want to send this to Zoran because the story in this is awesome. I actually have some friends. I'm gonna probably you're probably gonna get like some really weird orders from me, maybe, and I'm gonna be sending this to some friends for Christmas. They're gonna be like, "Why did you send us this pain as a Christmas present?" Which is also funny because I totally sent them all this too. I sent all of my friends this. I spent a little too much money sending the Tremors Ultimate Collection to all of my friends because they're like, "You talk about Tremors so much, and we have no idea what you're talking about." I was like, "What? Now you don't have an excuse." I win. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. I got a pop art is great. The art in Deathless is some of my favorite. I don't know. Like, that was very unthematic page I opened up to. But yeah, the art and deathless is fucking like angels slicing your head off. Blah, I am the living embodiment. And then everybody on this show, you don't need to get any tattoos of Tremors. What you need to get is a tattoo of that. You need to get a tattoo of Barreled, the rainbow unicorn bear. It's cool. It's their Grogu. It's that thing gonna make some money. Barreled, motherfuckers. And I can't say that the story's bad in this because this is issue 1. There's gonna be 5 issues, so I just haven't gotten to the rest of it yet. But the art in this, I fucking love it, man. Honestly, look at that like cover. I'm trying to show TikTok and YouTube, but look at that cover, man. It's so cool. It's so cool. God, it is. I thought I had ended this segment about sucking Anthony and Steven's dick, but apparently I did not. What was that? I swear I gotta thank everybody that's been here. Because you put up with whatever the fuck this is. This is weird, man. This is weird issues. It's and and I have to admit that like it is just me. So I have my crutches and my brains, the things that I go to naturally and normally, and I don't care because like there's there's nothing here to like bounce off of besides your comments. So I just go fishing. Just go fish. I take this big this jug of graboid on a string and I go shoo fish. Look at that. Ah, it looks so cool actually back there. Look at that. That's how that works. That's how I make my graboid. Boo. Yeah, I know we have to go on your show. Dude, you need me on your show actually. January, early January, Anthony, because I did fulfill my promise. I didn't ask you to be on my show until after I finished all your episodes. Like I made sure. I'm a person of my word. Um, so I have to have Anthony and Stevie on the same episode. Like Anthony thought it was just going to be Anthony on the Talking Tremors podcast at first, and it was like. And admittedly, when I asked you, did I ask you last year? Please comment if you. It was like last year or the year before that. Anthony, it was like, "Do you want to be on?" And Anthony was like, "Yeah." And then Anthony tweeted about like, "Yeah, I'm watching Tremors movies because I'm going to be on a Talking Tremors podcast." I was like, looking back through your timeline, I'm like, man, I'm a really bad fucking friend because I never did that and shit. So it was that was before I understood what I was getting into, and so then like now it's like no, I need Anthony and Steven on the podcast, and I need like and I need them. I need and if Steven has never watched the Tremors movie, God, that'll be great because I can infect him with my cult of like the Tremors movies are great. Nobody listened to Anthony. Anthony thinks that all Tremors sequels suck. And I can't dissuade him of this opinion. And part of me doesn't really want to because it's his opinion. I don't know. Like, I don't like Tremors 5, 6, and 7. Actually, that's not true. I just don't like the ending of Tremors 7. To each their own. And Tremors 4 is the best Tremors movie. And Tremors the series is better than Tremors 1. I have some weird Tremors opinions, okay? But I would just I need Steven and Anthony in the same room talking about Tremors and the issues and the having and the we, because I think that's just going to be so much fun because you can't have one without the other. And also, I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to ask you really weird ass questions like the me kind of questions that like every time I'm on anybody, I bring anybody into this podcast, they get asked some weird. I like research your lives and like God damn you, Anthony. Gods. I don't like God. There's no singular God. There's multiple or none. Gods damn you, Anthony. Um, fucker. God, you distracted me from what I wanted to talk about, but also I'm not alone here. It's all of us. You bugger. Anthony asked, "Will you premiere your next movie on this show and do a commentary or uh, Q&A after, though?" Yeah. Well, here's the partial problem with that, Anthony. I would. I don't know how to stream anything on this. Like, I could, like, technically I did that. There's an episode of this show. It's not an episode of the show. It's actually, I gave a presentation called Making Tremors. Let me find my thing here. When I did this, I actually gave a whole presentation in my town called Making Tremors. And we did exactly that. Oh, there it is. Hold it back here. That's the one I was thinking of. And me and Caitlin did exactly that. And then I had a whole plot outline and everything and all that. And then we were going to film some stuff, but we didn't have enough people, which is fine. I deal with it. And we watched the movie and did a Q&A and commentary. But I would love to premiere my movies. If someone wants to help, producer Sean, are you out there? Producer Sean, are you out there? I know he's not. He doesn't care. He's got his own don't making it weird things to worry about. I don't have a producer Sean. I am my own producer Sean. God, that would be good though, Anthony. We'll see. Let me get it finished first. Oh God, you guys are asking great questions. And damn it, John, I'm sorry you were looking for the link and you could found the link I needed, but it's dead. But it was an old. What is there a rest of that sentence, John? But it was an old something. By the way, if you send me the link, John, I can maybe try to find it from that link. Like I said, I'm pretty good at that kind of thing. I do declare. I declare bankruptcy. The Office is playing downstairs, so that's on my mind. Have I done any behind the scenes for the sci-fi TV series or know what the second season would have been? Yes, I have actually. I attempted to do literally an episode a piece of um, each episode of the TV show. And this is where my problem. It should have just been me. I brought other people in because I thought that would be interesting and we'd watch it together. Most of the 50% of the time, we did not. They did not even know they were watching an episode of the TV show. Though we talked about it extensively beforehand. Um, and I tried my best to talk about behind the scenes stuff. It's actually Alicia over there that had given me the idea a while ago that I just need to basically redo that again, but it's just me talking about each episode of Tremors the series that I love and why and what the behind the scenes stuff is on that. Because I do know a whole bunch. I do know what the second season would have been. Yeah, I do. I do know. So I imagine if you're going through all of my my episodes, William, you'll get to those. I start with Feeding Frenzy and I go all the way through. But Alicia's right. Passionate people talking about something, it doesn't matter. It's cool and fun, and we're all here for it. 5, 6, and 7 were not that great. 1 and 2 are the best. Wrong. I'm just kidding. You can whatever opinion you want to hold. That's fine. However, the true opinion is Tremors 4 is the best movie of all time. I mean, besides Swiss Army Man, which is actually the best movie of all time. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. It is because it is. God, I do love that movie. That Nope, fucking love Nope. Wow. So I was gonna do a speed run of everything I wrote down, but I feel like we're too late for that. we passed the point of no return on this. So everybody, start giving me your last questions, and we'll start wrapping it up. And but I wanted to say, Anthony, I would love to be on your show anytime you want to have me on. And so, in irony of ironies, I would not talk about Tremors on your show. I mean, if you wanted me to, but man, God, I just want to be on We Have Issues Pod, and I just want to be like the biggest fangirl on your show while your show is happening at the same time, so you can realize how awesome you are to not just me, but like everybody. I want to be in the Zoom call with you and looking you and Steven in the eye and being like, you don't realize how amazing this is. Like you don't. I don't think I see that you have a slight sense of it, of something growing and becoming there, but like you are not precious. You are like, yeah, it's like when you see a tree and that's like or like a flower or like a really good plant. It's like, oh, I know that that's gonna grow up and be awesome. That tree was like planted in like the perfect spot down by the river, in the van down by the river, and I know that like it's gonna get all the water and the sunlight that it needs, and it's gonna grow up, and it's gonna give shade and apples and bananas and oranges and money to everybody that sits underneath the shade of the We Have Issues podcast tree. And I'm gonna sit back in a lawn chair from afar and be like, I knew it. That was dope. And I'm just gonna take pictures and just be like, I knew that. I'm gonna be sitting there, just like, and you'll get a comment on an episode per week or multiple, because that's the way that I work, of just all the weird shit that it's like, oh, that's in my brain. But I'll just be like, snapshot, snapshot, snapshot. Look at that. Hey, look, Anthony. And I almost said Anthony Todd. Anthony Todd and Stephen LaFusi. Yeah, that's the Coen brothers now, man. That's the new Steve S.S. Wilson and Brent Mack. Boom, right there. Okay. So yes, if you are up to it, Anthony, I will be on your show and just fangirl the whole time. And you can prod me to keep making movies, and I can prod you to keep making movies too, until you make a fucking movie. Because technically, Anthony, I've already made 2 movies to your 0 failure. I have succeeded all over your fuck ass. TikTok people, go to subscribe to We Have Issues podcast over here on YouTube and Spotify, and then also go over here and subscribe to the Tremor Saga on YouTube and I think Spotify. That's where they host this podcast. So favorite prop I have made for my movies and why? All right, Alicia, come on, like guys, this thing is so cool. All right, I had such a fun time like doing this. Tremors the musical on YouTube. I want to do that one too. That one's in my like if people have to give me money list. This thing, I love my little baby Grabby. What did Samaj name him? Oh, he named him something last week too. Oh, damn it. It's like it wasn't Grabby. It might have been Grabby, but I love this thing. This followed by, and then so that's for the new movie. But this thing is like my favorite prop I made for my Tremors movie because it's so dead simple. Just like that's how this is the underwater buoy from the first movie that they use and put sand on. But it's just it's a string and a clear jug, man. It is so stupid and I love it. I do. I love it. So see, either the big graboid or the little graboid are my favorite props I've made. And then has S.S. Wilson given me any notes on any of his ideas for scripts or episodes he would like to do? No, he hasn't given me anything personally. Technically, he can't. That's kind of illegal. But what he has done, and everybody can do this, go to the Stampede Entertainment website where S.S. Wilson has been writing every fucking question and answering it for the last like 10 years on that site. And every single thing that you could ever want to know about Tremors, well, I mean, not everything, there's a bunch more. Everything that he had a hand in, you can go learn on the Stampede Entertainment website. Go to YouTube. Go to Real Deal Productions on YouTube, which is Steve Wilson and Michelle Wilson's personal YouTube page, where Steve has been uploading his 40-part series of Tremors: The Lost Tapes, which is all the best behind-the-scenes footage filmed by Bob Wilson on the set of Tremors 1. Every single thing that you could want to know about making a practical effects monster movie is nestled inside Tremors: The Lost Tapes. And Steve's actually just about done with all the footage he has, and it'll be ending soon. So get in there. Tell him how awesome it is right now. Do I have any Tremors props from any of the movies? No, technically no. So the closest thing that I have, and so John and William, you guys know Zach Willie, who has the greatest collection, the largest, the best collection of Tremors memorabilia on the planet. Nobody beats him. I'm telling you right here, right now, everything I know, nobody beats that man's collection of stuff. And just so you know, John, as an aside here, I'm pretty sure that Glenn Maddock is kind of like selling. He's not selling like not actual money selling stuff, but he's like kind of partially manipulating Zach behind the scenes and making him think some stuff that's not 100% true, and trying to get him into some shadiness. And I kind of feel bad for Zach. I think Zach's getting taken for a ride by Glenn Maddock, and I'm just kind of like sitting here like, oh man, I'm waiting for that shoe to drop. I hope it's not true. But I have one thing that Zach doesn't have, which is this: a How to Survive Perfection book. This was given out as like a press packet when Tremors the series aired, and it's a book written by Burt Gummer. It's hilarious. It's written by Burt Gummer and then illustrations by Brenda Brown. And I always think to myself, I was like, I think Burt would illustrate his own book. I don't think Burt would trust anyone to illustrate a book for him. I think it would be written by and then illustrations by Burt Gummer as well. Like, there's no way. But even Zach doesn't. Did you get that? And I'm like, I actually got really lucky. That was a Twitter person one day. Go Twitter. And yeah, it's just How to Survive Perfection. I'm a survivalist. Some people think a survivalist is like a paranoid Boy Scout, but you're only paranoid until you're proven right. Then you're a visionary. I love how if you want to live, you've got to learn how to survive. And this is really cool. There's how to make a bomb in here. Although there's like one like rule breaking thing here where it's like, what was the how to ask a higher power for help. I'm always like, no. Again, no, he wouldn't trust anyone. Burt Gummer wouldn't even trust God. And then this one, how to avoid getting eaten by a shrieker, is basically like, find someone who's fatter than you and then hide behind them, or like feed them to the shrieker and then run away. I'm always like, so Burt wouldn't do that. That is definitely out of character for Mr. Gummer. But that's my closest piece of memorabilia that I have. Although I will happily give out my address to anybody that wants to buy me very expensive props that I find on eBay or anything like that. I'm waiting kind of till Christmas is over, because I don't know if anybody is going to buy it for me, but I really want that Tremors 2 4K. Like, I don't know if I wanted to leave my options open, because people know in my family and life don't ever know what to buy me, and I'm just like, I feel like someone's gonna buy that for me, and I don't want to take that option away. But I really want that 4K. I really want that Tremors 2 4K, and then the first one too. I finally figured out I do have a Blu-ray player on my Xbox One, so I can watch Blu-ray. So I was like, oh my god, I want the 4Ks now, because that's awesome. But I don't have any props besides for my own Tremors movies. Yeah, I'm hungry now and tired. Does anybody else have any other questions? While I kind of I'll go through my things here. I'll go through my thank yous. I appreciate all of you for being here. Um, Jason Howell over here on TikTok is probably my biggest one, I think. And someone named Thunder Dickman. Thunder Dickman. Oh, I saw you were waiting, William. I did see that too. Yeah, Jason Howell was pretty awesome. Yeah, it was just, nah, fuck you, guy. You were being mean. And then, yeah, Trenton, I don't know, incredible ball. TikTok people, just, you know what, TikTok people? If you want me to recognize you, go to YouTube and subscribe to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel so I can actually keep track of what you're saying to me. Like, it's awesome. Like, go subscribe to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel. That could be a drinking game. I've said that a lot tonight. So anyway, I'm gonna need to come up with a new title for this episode because it was not at all what I was wanting to talk about, but it was pretty great. I appreciate everyone being here, and thank you so much. Um, could you crack graboid eggs and eat them? You could, but I'm telling you, that stuff's not gonna taste as good as you think it does. It's just not. So, wow. I want to thank the Sons and Shadows guys, Kevin Smith and Jeff Johnson. Always love those two. I want to thank Christopher Dunham of the Cult of Odd podcast. Uh, thank you, Octavio Lopez San Juan, writing the Cazador de Graboides book. Thank you. And I always put it on screen because I have it. Thank you to Jonathan Melville, for writer of Seeking Perfection, the Tremors Guide. Get out there and buy it. Don't leave me yet. I'm not done. You'll know when I'm done. Don't leave me yet. I need you. Thank you. Because I might thank you, William. You don't know. Actually, so William, you and Alicia and Edwin and Anthony are all going to get story by in my movie as a credit. Yeah, I'm going to, you all get story by because it was 100% that episode that you all were like joined in on that was like, oh shit, you guys all gave me the idea for that movie. So you're all getting a story by credit in my movie. I appreciate you. And while I'm here, I'm going to thank you. Thank you, William. Thank you for having an insight. Thank you, John, for showing up. Thank you, John, for moderating 2 Tremors groups and for being the only person that's able to go in between like Glenn Maddock and everybody else. Like that guy is wild, and I'm wild, crazy too. John gets kudos and wins for like sticking it to that man and trying to make the Tremors fandom a better place. I appreciate you, man. I know nobody else probably has any idea what I'm talking about when it comes to that, but I do. I really appreciate you. Um, yeah, please do. I post about it in the Facebook group, in the Tremor Saga Facebook group when I do it. I try to post about it beforehand, but sometimes I just never know, and I'm just like, I'm going to do an episode. It's usually weekendish, but this I got a big weekend. And so thanks, John. Edwin was here. I always got to thank Edwin. Edwin's my pusher, my button pusher. That's like, yeah, you got to do this. You got to do it, man. Keep going. Edwin just might get a co-written by credit in the movie. Because I'm always bouncing it off him. And if anybody wants, William, thank you for reading my script too, by the way. Thank you so much. And Alicia and John, if you would like to like read my script, I'll happily send it to you. I'll always take notes. Anthony, I sent it to you and you didn't give me any notes. So I just assume that means it's perfect. But if anybody wants it, please let me know and I'll send it to you. Yeah. I just love you guys so much. I just love you so much. That's a thing. Oh, cool. I will send it to you then, Alicia. Alicia. Oh my God, Alicia. Thank you so much. Caitlin's watching The Office downstairs. Or she says hi too. She loves you. You're like her new favorite Tremors person. I get it. And yeah, that opening scene, William needed me to clear some things up, and I can't wait to actually film that bit and then cut it. That's gonna be my favorite thing. That two scenes happening at once. Hi, Caitlin. Alicia says hi. I think she's probably sleeping. I'm not even gonna try. And you got her name right. Oh, I'm gonna tell her that. That means a lot. But seriously, thank you, Alicia. You're so supportive and awesome and appreciative. And I'm glad that you got the gusto to finally show up to these episodes. And yeah, thank you. And no, William, that was all the script that was posted. The only thing is like maybe a post credit scene that I technically haven't written yet, so nobody else knows it. It's not anything to worry about. It's either with a cat or a Tinder date. So that's where we're at. But thank you guys so much, everybody, for showing up. Thank you to there's a guy named Kevin Collins that he's always in the back of my mind when I do these. He's one of my earliest fans, and I always got to point him out. He wrote a script and he did an audio version of it for a Tremors movie called Writing Perfection, which you should go check out. Writing Perfection by Kevin Collins. So good. I love him. He's out there somewhere in the ether, and I miss him. Thank you to my people that helped me with my movie. Justin's coming by on Saturday. We're going to finish filming. Thank you to all my friends for being there. Thank you to Steve and Brent and Nancy and Ron and Michael for making this happen and being here and all, and being friends of mine. Thanks for being great people. And thanks to Zoran Gavoyjic for being around and stuff. Thank you to Ken Sledge of Sledgehammer Horror and his My First Horror Movie Show. Go check that out. It's a really good one. I think there's these guys, maybe I can't remember what their names are. They might be like Steven the Wild Card Todd and Anthony Lafusi of the We Have Issues podcast. I don't know. Maybe they're really cool and awesome, and I talked about them. I don't remember. It could have happened, and maybe you should go subscribe to We Have Issues and be like Alicia and be on episode 20. That's my girl. Boosh! Or be like me and be done on episode 170 and be sad that you don't get to be a part of it anymore. And go check them out. Like, they really are awesome. Go buy their comics. Go support them. Go show up to their live reading this Wednesday on the We Have Issues channel for the live reading of Anthony's movie Stakeout. It's going to be awesome. It's either 7 or 8 p.m. I don't know. Go look. I'm not great with time. I'm like a time lord. It's ironic. I don't know what time is. But I do. I love those guys so much. Thank you. And then, as I want to do, I want to thank my family. I thank my dad, Pappy. I thank my mom. I think my mom, well, she's the one that technically introduced me to Tremors, and then she's the one that got me this lovely microphone. And my dad's the reason I can do most anything. And thank you to my sister and her fiance Eli. They just started renting a new house. I'm super proud of them. And thank you to my nephews, Shonday, Chantrell, Majay, Shamar, and Sahil, who without them there would be no anything about Tremors, because 7 made me be like, I am not showing this to my nephews. I better do something about this. And I started to do something about it. To all of them, that's my family, and I love them, and I appreciate them so much. And then, as is every single episode, and unless she's on here, she doesn't. Oh my God! It is Sahil's birthday. It's his birthday in like an hour. He was born. It's his first birthday. He was born on December 8th of 2022. And then Lacey's pregnant again, and we're really hoping for a girl this time. So that way she like she's done. She just needs a girl, and then she's over with and done. And I love her kids too. It's just more like, oh my God, 6. We're good. We're good. Caitlin and I would like to have some kids. Like, let's like spread this out here a little bit. But anyway, thank my family so much, and I love them and support them all the way to the end. And as always, as I end every episode, I thank you, Caitlin, Marie Lutbersloff, for being there, for probably being asleep and watching The Office and tolerating my insane Tremors rambles when you guys aren't around. She has to listen to it way more than you do. You think that 3 hours of a Tremors podcast is a long time to listen to someone ramble about Tremors? Man, you should have been in the car on the way to Tremors Fest. Holy shit. I bet she just did. It's a lot. And yeah, then for filming, she's our director. She's our cinematographer for Tremors movies. Like she's great at it. We're gonna do it Saturday. We're gonna do her death scene in the movie. She's partially looking forward to it. Not really. She's like, oh my God, I hate you. Why are we doing this? Yeah, so that's I thank you. I thank you, Caitlin. You're the best. That's why I married her, yo. Boom. None of you get this sexy androgynous. Nope. That's saved for that person downstairs. Suck it. It was really weird. I don't know. I don't care. Screw it. It's my show. Why is there a Tremors podcast? Because I wanted there to be one. Actually, I didn't. Other people asked me to start. That's where I thank Jeff and Kevin of the Sons and Shadows podcast, because they actually came up with it. Like they told the Tremor Saga, hey, you should do that, and the Tremor Saga asked me, and I was like, cool. And then the name of the podcast, Talking Tremors, actually comes from the Everything Sequel podcast. When I was on the Twitter and like talking and yelling at people about Tremors, like they were like, oh, you should start a podcast called Talking Tremors. And that was like 3 years ago. And it was like, hey, that's not a bad name. And lo and behold, here we are. So yeah, why is there one? Because there needed to be, folks. We got to restore the Tremor Saga. Hashtag restore the Tremor Saga with Stampede Entertainment. We're working on it. We're doing it together. Remember, go to the TikTok. I was just gonna say, go to the TikTok channel, subscribe to the YouTube. Go to the Tremor Saga's YouTube channel and subscribe. Go watch all those wonderful videos. Let's get this up to 1,000 subscribers over here. We can do it together. And thank you for everybody for being here. There's always, I gotta tie that in. Because we're talking Tremors, and we got some words, and when you sing a song, it makes graboids come along, and you better watch out and hide your body heat, because the shrieker can find you when you're walking in the street. When you think you're safe, you better get on the phone and call up Bert. He is your homie, and the rest of the perfection people, you gotta bring them, because they are the best people. Because it's Talking Tremors, and we're having fun. This is my podcast. There is no other one. So get on that live stream and like and subscribe. You got those ass blasters and Mixmaster in your eye. Take a Tremors, take a Talking